All right, welcome.
Last week, I remember being a good, helpful citizen of Cahokia, doing my best to ensure the safety of all the attendees of the science fair from that very dangerous weapon.
Yes, the one that you made sure that you knew how it worked.
Well, I've been building. I wouldn't call it a weapon. It's a very wonderful, fun device, a drone for exploring unusual places, including potentially places that are hard to call places because they don't technically exist in our paradigm of reality. I've also been There's been some spiritual incursions, and there have been a couple of inter some personal developments with friends at the table, and well, I guess we'll see where those go.
Yes, you have realized that you have the ability to possibly see people as they use their abilities, as confirmed by what was it? It was Patak, the doctor that you went to go see. Yes.
Working on the sensor net to deal with the mini mouths because they started digging.
That is right.
And
You
that's not good.
specifically noticed that too.
Yeah, and then we got some big visitors outside, and we got told to stay underground.
Yes, yes. One of the things that we stopped on, so ending of last session, was that everybody got an emergency alert on their Nisi that they were being instructed to remain underground for some Suyata-based diplomacy with a trio of Moobi Motsii that have been spotted in the area. And the Moobi Motsii are woolly mammoth sentient entities. They are incredibly tall, like 12 feet tall. And these ones were identified as male, which is good because that means that they're not likely to kill first and ask questions later. They are sentient and capable of communication, very intelligent, very complex thought processes. They do not speak the same way we do, but they do have the ability to write. And so there is a writing exchange capacity that presumably the Suyata will be trying to use to figure out what the heck they're doing in the northern area of the city, well, north of the city. As you have all been instructed, perhaps don't go outside right now. It's a little dangerous, possibly. You know, just stay underground where it's safe, even though the Okusuma might be burrowing underground to try and get to you so they can eat you. Because as we remember, the Okusuma are not necessarily eating crops the way a locust eats crops. They eat aranare, which is, yes, in plants, but is also obviously in all of you. As everybody receives a injection, well, no, sorry, that's Neo, whose tribe still did the old injection style, but nowadays it's a eyedropper of a infusion for aranare to help enhance you. And this means that while you are born with the aranare and it does mark you, there is also an enhancement that kind of goes through your whole body, and the Okusuma might find you very delicious. So it can be very dangerous. But that is something that Nizzy is working on trying to determine if we are in danger of or not.
Well, we spoke to the elders trying to find other ways of dealing with the Oxosuma. We also spent quite a bit of time talking amongst ourselves about future plans for this devil box that Sakana is creating, this walker of hell portals.
Listen, the box is so nice. I understand why Neo objects to the other stuff we're planning, but the box is great.
The and box where its feet's gonna be.
You know, all around, baby.
Uh-huh.
I got the working prototype for the gloves done.
That is true. Yes, you got that working. This is your project to be able to turn signing language into a verbalized sort of production for the purposes of being able to have a way of auditorially interacting. Neo also had an encounter vision near death experience, possibly, that they are refusing to acknowledge existed. So maybe they didn't. Sakana did see evidence of that and has attempted to talk about it, to which they've not gotten very far yet. Oh, yes. And yes, Nizzy has been working on their prototype, which they intended to put into, along with the sort of devil ball that is sort of being intended to be put into a citywide technology fair, spearheaded by the newest sort of politician in the making, Zahanap, who wants to sort of celebrate and display everybody's ingenuity, despite all of the refugee crises, Okasuma crises, and the possible now Moobi Motsii crises. Let's celebrate technology, keep everybody distracted and happy.
Neo's still not wanting to talk about what happened when we went
That's
hunting.
what you're
But
talking about. Nothing happened.
Yeah,
Nothing
nothing happened.
happened.
Pretty clear.
Although Neo's name is now on a generosity board, which I'm sure they love.
Yep.
Yeah, that cheese is off my uncle. That's fine. Let's work.
All right. With that, I'm going to ask what everybody might want to get started with, because there are a couple of things that are sort of going on. Individuals have been trying to make effort with their prototypes. I will tell you that this was detectable last session, but is now pressing on you, which is that with the Okasuma being sort of a reducing crop access at the moment, and there was a harvest that was sort of pulled, a sort of preemptive harvest pulled, and with the influx of the refugees, along with the fact that the technology fair is sort of putting a demand on it, a lot of the GATs had been under high demand. And so those biological 3D printers were not particularly available. That was one of the benefits of Sakana's lab, that Z has access to some of those resources. And so you had a GAT that was available. However, you're now starting to hit a point where a lot of the more precious metals and crystals and stuff that you're going to be needing to use for technology purposes that are not producible by a biological 3D printer are going to be hard to come by. You're starting to run low. Everybody's wanting some, and so it's going to start getting difficult to have around. But we have everybody who wants to work on their projects. Is there anything anyone else is interested in, because we did also have maybe somebody talking about trying to go and see a Moobi Motsii, because that's a once in a lifetime event. But there are also safety concerns for that. And then there's making progress on some of what's happening with the Okasuma. You might want to keep focused. So I'm gonna do round robin again and just kind of ask or discuss amongst yourselves, because I might have to fix my audio here. Tell me, tell me. You guys talk real quick and tell me what you want to do.
Well, I'm just saying, Nisi, I'm surprised you don't want to go see the Moobi Motsii, given that they're one of the few things that can understand a language but cannot speak it. It would be an interesting test for those gloves.
Newsy looks conflicted now.
For that matter, it would be an interesting time to maybe start a whole new program. Haven't you ever wanted to hear the Moobi Motsii talk in their own language? Have that translated to a way we can understand? Speak to them without a handy-dandy writing stick?
Seems like a good test run.
Maybe, cut down on some unneeded deaths in the future. Literally saving lives. I don't know how you could have the abilities you do and not want to do that, honestly. Do you, Sakana?
I think. I will say it has been a complicated and busy couple of days for us. So I do. There's a part of me that understands, but I think it would be a good idea. It'd be fun.
And a herd of adult male Moobi Motsii, if we could communicate with them, maybe they would want to stand with us against the Oxosuma. Maybe it's a pipe dream, but I have great faith in
takes
Nisi's
a
abilities.
long, deep breath and lets it out slowly, and then signs. Sometimes I wonder why I'm friends with both of you. Let's go.
Because
I don't
I'm cute.
wonder, because we work well together.
And I have excellent ideas that always work. Walks away, we'll hear nothing further.
Nizi signs to Sakana, says the one who got knocked out by an elk spirit.
Well, Neo's been knocked out by a lot of things in his life, so
Nizi just kind of shrugs like fair.
I don't. It just wasn't really. It's not. I don't know if you know that's top of the list, to be honest.
Nizi signs.
Audio
It's the most recent thing that I know of.
It sounds like you guys want to try and get to the meeting point. Am I understanding that correctly?
Think so?
All right. I will ask, what is your plan? What you know so far is that the city has put out an announcement that the Moobi Motsii are sort of north, above the Chizzy area. You don't know exactly which side of the river they're on, but they're north, and they're probably on the city side above the Nabanamo. But there is a presumed Suyata detachment that is being sent. The city has been asked to not be above ground, so you probably should have some sneakiness in hand. And there is the ability to travel underground quite a bit if you guys reference your maps, and I will share on my screen. This is the map, and there is indeed a internal rail system, Yutsu railing system that sort of takes you across through the city, so we could be able to travel pretty easily within the city. I'm just going to ask what your plan is, though, for being able to get there and know where they're at.
Bold of you to assume we have a plan.
You just go walk into the woods?
I mean, it worked out last time. No, more seriously, as far as travel, we should probably stay underground for the most part, just to avoid constabulary, at least until we have to get up. Finding them, we know they're to the north. And I'm sure if we had some excellent computer nerds on our side, some real prodigies, they could put their heads together and find out some way to track a coded Suyata band. Not read it, of course, because I don't know if that would be illegal, but that feels illegal, and that's probably a bad idea. But just to know
Because we
where
need to
one
track the
is.
Suyata.
That's such
So
a
we
good
need to track
idea.
them with that. We could track them the old-fashioned way.
Eh,
I have tracking abilities and
so
navigation.
do I.
We did do very well tracking in the woods. That is fair.
We have we can find Neasy signals that are like alone. I don't know why we have to resort to tracking. Look, I haven't seen.
If we can see them, they could probably see us. Is what I'm. Is
Yeah, we're gonna see them.
Well,
if
we
we're
track
actually
their
gonna help,
signals,
we
then
need to
they could
talk
pick
to
up
them.
on us.
Then we tell them we're gonna help.
I don't know if they would believe us.
Haven't you ever lied before?
They'd believe Neo.
Maybe.
They'd believe me before they'd believe Neo.
This is probably accurate. Oh, I could make them believe me, but it would take time.
And we don't
Also-
have time.
Potentially a costume change or two, and well, I don't have the regalia for it. But there are multiple exits from Cahokia. Finding them on a high trafficked area would be very difficult through the old ways. I think we should at least try to use the Dazo to ping them beforehand. That way we know what area to look in. Because if they left through the west gate and we're heading out the north gate, we're already not gonna make it work.
Well, if they're heading out the west gate, they're heading the wrong direction.
Do you know what the Suyata do? Because I don't.
You don't?
I know they're
Also,
very. What's that?
You know, the Suyata they do their own thing. I do want to just pipe in and remind you all, you have gear. You have things you possess, and those items can be utilized. You don't have to just rely on skills. There are also items at your disposal. Nobody's talking
Like I
about
said.
like being able to use their equipment yet.
I talked about my computer nerds. That is my equipment.
You cannot that is not.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
They are very useful pieces of gear. I love them dearly.
My goodness.
And also,
I'm agreeing. I was agreeing with Neasy because I did think it'd be fun and maybe annoy Neo a little bit. But I do think we could probably just do it via Signal. And I'm sure. I mean, it's not like we're being sketchy. We're not doing anything wrong. We're trying to help. Why would they be mad?
Neasy thinks this over. I can't really think of why.
Great.
But if we get in trouble,
blame Sakana.
No. Hold on.
Okay. All right. So it sounds like you have a plan. Who wants to be doing what in regards to, because this is going to be like a multiple steps, success over time kind of situation. So tell me who wants to do what.
So the planet we're trying to look for like DASO activity, right? And like track them that way. What's your programming like, Easy?
I've got 7 in computers and 7 in electrical engineering.
Okay, cool.
And audio sound is also 7.
Great. I think you will be.
Oh no!
Oh. Oh, I think he's trying to fix his camera. Yeah, I think. Where did my? There we go. I just because it's been 2 weeks, I have forgotten. Do we have how do we assist each other? Are there assisting rules?
Oh no, I don't think there are official assisting roles, but what
Yeah,
I
that's
would
what I thought.
say is, yeah, that you could tell me a relevant skill, and then based on your successes, I might lower their target number.
Sure. Yeah. So I also have programming.
Okay.
So if I can just like if we can set up a little app to kind of track and like not report, that sounds sketchy. We're not being sketchy, I promise. To what's the word for gather together in a usable information, and just like Nizi will take the lead, but Sakana is just like actively bug fixing like 10 lines behind in the code and just cleaning up as we go.
Yes. I think that since you have the actual programming skill, this might actually fall more on your shoulders. More
Nizi
so
has
than
programming, right?
I don't see that.
Do you only have computers?
Nizzy, do you have programming that I don't see?
No.
Oh, I misunderstood. Okay.
Okay. So I think that Nizzy would be able to roll an assist, possibly by rolling craft to be able to help put together a sort of.
That's another one I have a 7 in.
Yeah, a sensor setup for being able to like pick up the signaling that because the Suyata are going to be kind of on their own network, so you're going to be trying to listen for their sort of like changing bandwidths, right? Like on a walkie-talkie, you change to the other ones, and so Nizzy could craft something that can cycle through and scan those, and then Sakana can program something to like ping it and listen for responses.
Suyata
So you two
scanner.
yes, you two would be able to together kind of do it that direction. Is Neo going to participate in this nerddom?
Yes, I am. I am going to sit here and I am going to not touch anything and I'm going to sing a happy little song.
Okay. What is your
The
song?
Nerdy Rangers.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Da-na-na-na. Actually starts playing a backtrack on his Nisi. Da-na-na-na-na. The Tomoyak equivalent.
I love it. All right. What I'm gonna say is, so Nizzy, you're going to be crafting. You're just crafting basically a radar dish of types that's going to be able to pick things up. That's not too hard. We're gonna say your success number is a 9. Give me a crafting roll. Do you have a relevant specialization though? I don't think you do. So give me a crafting roll. Success number 9.
Oh, I got 112.
Nice.
Love it.
And 11 on that one, on the exploding one, so 2 successes. I think.
So you rolled your of the
Like 3, right?
initial, you got a 12. That was your only
Yeah.
one that was above a 9. Okay, and
Yeah,
then when you
everything
rolled
else
your crit-
was 2 or higher.
Oh, okay. And then when you rolled your crit, you rolled an 11 on it, so that's 3 total successes because you get the
Okay.
success for the 12.
It's
the
been a
die
little
itself
bit since
counts
we
as a
played.
success, and then when you get a success on it, it's another. So that's good. Great. And then Sakana, now what you're doing is trying to do a program that will elicit a response, which you're not a hacker,
Right.
so you're not necessarily going to be able to possibly handle whatever kind of security measures they might have on their communications, but you're just trying to get it to elicit a response. So you're programming something just to get it to like send back
Yeah.
a like acknowledgement. I am going to say this is slightly harder. This is a 10 because if you were hacking, it would be easier because you would know how to deal with their defenses. You don't. So you're just trying to get it to reply, and that means you have to kind of trick it. It's going to take a little bit more. So success number of a 10. Your programming is your relevant subskill. So let me know how many successes you get.
I have 1 10 and 2 9s, no fails.
Okay.
So I think I will spend 2 focus to bump those up to 10s.
Okay.
And
So
I
then
have
that'll
3
be a total of
successes.
3 from each of you. Okay. So you guys have this device. You've got like, it's basically one device. It like plugs into Sakana's Nizzy. The Nizzy, so that you're able to scan for and then interact with these possible signals that you guys encounter. Right now, when you turn it on, it's so fucking loud. It's got so much stuff. Your screen is just running with all sorts of, like, as your script is talking, there's so many things talking because you are in the midst of the city. So you're going to now need to get out of here to try and get any amount of sort of like detection that is usable. What is
Well,
the plan?
we kind of got it. Where do we so we need to get out of here though. There's too much interference. So Neo, do you have any idea where we should head off to? Advantage point?
The north. I think it's as good a place as any. We know they're roughly to the north. I think that's our most logical option.
Okay. Can we make our way north via the underground?
So the question is, are you going due north so that you would probably want to get to the Nabanamo and depart from one of the stations there and then continuing going north, or are you going to go slightly along the river north? Because the river north skews to the west. It goes north, but it doesn't go due north. So like here, let me pull up the map again. This is the map.
I think we should
Yes?
follow
Okay.
the river.
The river bends to the side a bit, and due north would go not fully with the river.
I agree about following the river.
And you're down here, so you would go, yes. Okay. Fantastic. In which case, you might want to get off in the Chizzy district.
The cheesy district it is.
Does anybody have watercraft or other traveling capacity?
I fly.
Or are you going to hoof it, foot it, walk it?
Yeah, no. I have a Yutsu sled, but I don't know if that would be like a viable
Not on the river, but next to it.
You could carry a person uncomfortably.
not for all of us. Yeah, I need a barge, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, we could just follow the river on foot, right? I think I only can carry one Sunwing as well.
Sunwings are like motorcycles in the sky.
Right. So like one or two people. Yeah. Yeah, just hoof it. Hoof it by the riverbank.
Okay.
It'd be less conspicuous and quieter.
Yeah. We're trying to not draw a lot of attention.
You jump into the river to hide if you need to.
Totally. That's definitely a
How
thing.
good is everybody
everybody?
swimming?
Drag
That's
Neo
the
down with
Mississippi
me.
River, not enough.
I mean, I think the highest athletics is a 4. So, good luck. Okay.
They say like 4 isn't high.
That
never
not
mind.
that not for the Mississippi. That is going to then be, I think, if you guys are trying to depart from the Chizzy's northernmost station, you're going to need to give me some sort of like, are you stealthing visibly, like trying to not be seen? Are you stealthing in a social way where you're like, I look like I belong here and I'm allowed to? Are you
Definitely
going about this
stealthing in a
different
social
direction?
sense until we're going to try to blend in until there's no one to blend in with, basically.
All right, this I can make be sort of an assisted roll of based on who wants to lead it. You'll be the one primarily sort of running this. Your success number is going to be high because this is a group thing, but the successes of the other two will help bring that down. So we're going to start with a group success number of, especially since this is sort of a everybody's on alert kind of situation. Your success number, starting number is going to be an 11. But who wants to lead this? This is going to be like a
Stealth of
deception, I
6.
think, to start
Oh,
with.
deception? Haha, I'm doing it.
I was going to say, it's deception to start with to get out of the city initially, and then you can do stealth beyond that to not be detected as you like are on the surface and departing. So if Neo is going to lead the deception, then Sakana and Nizzy are going to provide assistance. I'm going to ask you to roll your dice for deception, and you're going to tell me I'll say your target numbers are 10 in order to try and bring the 11 down. So anything you get it as a 10 or above, you can, by tiers, be able to reduce the target number by that number based on the tier. So again, 1 and 2 successes is 1 tier, 3 and 4 successes is 2 tiers. So that would reduce your target number by 2. So both of you, go ahead, give me that success number 10 roll. Let me know what your results are for deception.
That one's cocked. There we go. A 10 and a 12. 3 successes.
Awesome.
Nice. I have a negative 1 success.
No. Okay,
Thank God I got 3 successes.
That's gonna push it back up because that's a critical failure. But yeah, so it does come down by 1 because Nizzy hit the second tier success. But Sakana, you're negating that, so it's gonna be just 1 tier success.
Anyone who sees
No, act
outside
normal.
is like
Normal.
This is normal. Normal would be inside.
Don't stand like that.
Stand like what?
All right, Neo, you need success number is 10 or higher.
Got an 11 and a 12. Just 2.
Well, if it's an 11 and a 12, your 12 will then produce an additional, so it's 3 at minimum.
Yes.
Okay.
3.
So that is again a second tier success there. So you guys are able to get through. There are some Sakana might get remembered, but nobody stops you. Sakana has probably been clocked, so if asked questions in the future, might be an issue, but nobody is stopping you, and you are able to successfully exit and get to the surface, where now it is quiet. This is the Chizzy district. This is a place that has buildings above ground with markets and stalls and shops and so much to like. Usually there's so many people here, and it is empty. You can detect that there are probably people moving around inside the buildings, but the streets have no one. What are you going to do to exit into the woods?
Well, first of all, I'm going to look at my 2 companions. And I'm going to be like, all right, at this point, the game is don't get seen. Can we do that?
Should we make a distraction or?
Hang on, let me see what I got here.
I mean, I have like a drone. I got a drone with a speaker in it.
That drone's going to get logged.
Good point.
Now, I've got a skullduggery kit. Can I use that to make cobbled together disguises?
I would say I would let you use it to do not like a proper disguise like you look
Well,
like a
no.
different person, more like a disguise like your facial features are not going to be recognizable. So things where you've got like
Makeup kit.
vertical, like horizontal lines across vertical parts of your face, vertical lines across horizontal parts of your face, sort of like, you know, breaking up
Anti-AI
your
war paint. Let's go.
more or less, but breaking up your features in a way that would make it difficult to identify you later by somebody who'd seen the two of you, like your look, and then see you again later. And since you're going to be doing this for the group, again, I'm going to say that success number, especially since I don't think they're going to be helping, is going to be an 11. You can paint on everybody's thing, but if you have a good kit that can reduce it,
it takes it down to a 10. It's not one of the fancy ones.
Okay. So success number 10.
Let's do a skullduggery.
Yeah.
Actually, didn't go as bad as it could have. I got 2 1s, 2 11s, and a 10.
So
I got
success.
1.
All right. Tell me. So I imagine, Neo, you're a little bit excited to do this, to paint your friends' faces.
Like a kid at a carnival.
Nizzy, Sakana, which one of you is ticklish?
Oh, that's a good question.
Okay, so Nizzy, as Neo's trying to paint on you, you keep flinching and jerking, and these lines are not clean. It still works, but they're not breaking things up as nicely as you would want. Sakana, I think you just look goth.
Sakana approves.
Like
also-
Sakana, your features, just whatever Neo does, they just absorb it into like their look.
Sakana's like, you need to do this for me more of the time.
It's
This
a
is
good
rad.
club look.
Yeah, this is how I'm going to the club next week.
Yeah, just wait till you see what I do to your hair.
Oh yeah.
And then he will sit there and braid it differently, heavier braids in front, so that it helps look like no one they ever are.
Nizzy is going to work on taking their braids down.
And then we go.
All right. So everybody is gonna give me. I imagine you're trying to leave the city without being noticed. We're gonna call these stealth rolls. I will say that the skullduggery is because the like anything that somebody might glance as like a face through the window doesn't necessarily clock recognizably as a face right away. I will give you a reduction on the roll. I'm going to ask if you guys want to do these rolls individually or if you want to do these rolls as a group again with a group leader.
This is now stealth or skullduggery?
The stealth roll to be able to leave and get out unseen.
I have reasonable stealth. How
I
about
have
you,
a
Nisi?
4 in stealth.
All right. Well, we're better off than we were last time. So
All right,
Stealth
so
it
Sakura,
be.
you're going to be the leader. So it's going to be a success number 11, but because of the masks or the paints on everybody's faces, that's going to drop it. And so Nizzy and Neo, you're going to give me success number 9 as your target for stealth. Let me know how many you win by, because again, we'll do that tiering system.
4.
Neo got a 4.
4 successes.
Okay.
3 successes.
3 successes. Awesome. All right. Sakana. All right, so that goes 11, 10, 9, 8,
7.
7. Your success number is a 7.
Great.
So go ahead and let me know how many you get.
Easy peasy. Never been
And
a
let
problem
me know
in
if
my
you
life.
get 12s.
Never ever been an issue. I'm the best at this. Okay, I got 112.
Okay, 12.
Oh, that's not that bad. That's not that bad. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. I kind of. What do we think, gang? Should I spend? I have a 6. I could bump to a 7. Not worth it. Okay.
Okay, you got 4 successes on your white dice on your initial roll, so you have a
No.
12 that you need to roll.
I have 2 successes on white dice, and my crit die also succeeded.
Got it. Okay. So a total of 4 with a crit in there. Awesome. Okay. Then what I'm going to say is everybody is able to get out of the city successfully. You don't notice that anybody has noticed you in return. And you feel very confident that you were able to, especially because like Sakana and Izzy, you two have a tendency to like be up here for reasons. So you might know some of the layout and being able to take the back sort of like smaller little nooks and crannies between buildings makes it easier to definitely stay out of sight so that you're not like in the open big areas. You get out of the city's sort of little sprawl and like workshop areas and are able to stick along. So are you sticking alongside the river or do you want to stay more inland? So you're on a split where the river splits and it's going to start kind of going. But you can follow either river.
Ahead and start pinging. See if we can pick up any Suyata noise.
You can do this.
Then Sakana, I think it's attached to your Nizzy, so you're going to be the one rolling for this. This is going to be an intelligence roll.
Okay.
I think I will let you go ahead and use your computers as the execution for this one, because you're the one who programmed it, so your ranks would be helping you. So you can use your computer's skill, not the sub one, but the computer's skill to be able to do this. And it's going to be a success number. See, you're still here. We're calling it a success number 10, even with the device that's kind of giving you that ability to do this. So let me know how many successes you get at a 10 or higher.
I have one.
Okay.
And I think I will. I want to get us to 3. I'll spend 2, and that gives me a crit and a 10. Well, let's see. Actually, let's see if the crit gets there first. No. Okay, so I'll spend 2 and get us to 3.
Okay. Yes. Okay. I think that the way this works, because it was kind of hobbled together real quick, you don't
Yeah.
necessarily have like a radar screen on this.
Right. No,
It's a little-
it's a command line terminal that's just like 12 in range, 13 in range, 12 in range.
Yeah, like it's basically recording out to you via number the strength and speed, or the speed. It'd be the speed base of how quickly it's receiving back a ping. So it takes you a minute. You have to like scroll through several bandwidths basically, and then you get a ping back, and you step this way far enough that the number latency changes, and then like this way to see the latency change, and you have to kind of like almost hot and cold it by like walking around the riverbank a little bit, out into the field a little bit to see where you're at. And you find I was doing a thing, so I wanted to make sure I say which river it is correctly. Okay. Yes, so it is the Mississippi is the one that goes more northern. It does bend, but it goes more northern, and that's the one that you follow along. Is the one that's going a little bit more norther, and so you leave the Missouri equivalency, whose name I can't remember. I have it, the Minnesota. You leave that one off to its travel, and you keep going north along the riverbank to be able to track as you're going. The numbers are reducing. My question is, what is your intent upon approach? You are presumably
Push
walking
Neo
up
forward.
behind a Suyata group, which may or may not be in contact with a trio of Moobi Motsii.
So the plan going forward is Neo will absolutely lead the way. And if we can manage to find the Suyata, assuming they aren't like crouched and like super hiding and like on high alert, Neo is going to stride very boldly forward with his group and quietly announce themselves, and then bow very deeply, very formally, and push Sakana forward to talk.
Okay, I don't know why you did me, because it's not even my project. So this is the worst of the 3 possible choices. That's it. We're going with it. That's what happens.
This is what we watch happen, right? Is that the 3 of you travel along. At a certain point, you see that you want to get slightly off the riverbank, as you're like just barely losing that triangulation perfection of, if you go this way it's better, if you go this way it's worse. So you step off the riverbank directly and move inland just a little bit. As you walk up on, you see there are 2 Suyata that are sort of stopped. They're not in any sort of direct contact with any Moobi Motsii, but they have like far viewer devices, and they are talking to each other, and they keep talking to their Nizi, or to their earpieces, presumably that they've got other people elsewhere, but you found these two. And as Neo executes exactly what was described, they both give like an alarm, go, "What are you doing here?"
Sakana will turn back to Neo first and just give him a look and mouth, "You are a scoundrel and a coward," and then turn back around.
Neo will smile and nod.
Turn back around.
Izzy will step forward with Sakana.
Oh, great. Yeah. Hi. I'm Sakana. Nice to meet you. We know that there's a thing going on, and we're engineers, and actually we think we have something that can help. Easy?
Izzy will bring out their audio or their sign to audio gloves. And
Your prototype. Yep.
Put them on and sign. This can translate sign language to audible language.
And you get it's not smooth yet, right? Like you get this can translate sign language to audible language. And so it's not smooth, but it is understandable. And they both kind of like look at you all, look at each other, and the one just kind of like goes, I think we might have a problem, but also an asset. Can I get a huddle up? And they look back at you and go, okay, all right. So first off, how'd you find us?
Sakana, from behind. Sakana is brilliant. They came up with a device to track you. Can be used to track all Suyata, in fact. She thought you would want to know.
Yeah, I found a vulnerability in your system, actually, that you need to patch. I'm a white hat. That's what this is.
Yeah, these two individuals are alarmed, and every time you speak more, there is more alarm. They are so on edge, and they don't know if they are grateful for or upset at the things that they are being told right now.
Your DASO signals are so unprotected, my guys. You gotta lock that up. I can help.
That is, what do you show me? And one of them steps over to you, just show me what you're talking about.
See, and that's 1 meter, and that's 2 meters, and that's you and your friend.
So this is just determining our location.
Yeah, but yeah. We didn't have time to make. I could, if I had more time, it could be fancier. We did this morning, like literally 2 hours ago.
Grab your
She
arm.
did it in less than 5 minutes.
They like look at what's going on here. They look up at their friend and they go to channel 25. And they sort of switch and you lose one of the signals.
Why weren't you doing that the whole time? That's a
Now we
security
know.
risk.
This is an incredibly low tech yet effective. Yeah, no, okay.
That's not the main event. Can we talk about point back to Nizi?
Yeah, talk about this. And as they've been looking at this, there are two more people that sort of come up out of the brush line and approach the group, and they arrive, and as they arrive, one of them talks to the other who had asked for the huddle up, and there's some like sort of hushed, whispery intensity, and they go, the one that kind of joined recently goes, all right, who are you? What are you doing here? You think you can talk to them?
Neezy nods and demonstrates the gloves again. They use a language that's audible only to them.
If they know Cahokian, then they will be able to talk to us in this way. Possibly. They don't speak like us, though. How much do you know?
Neezy flips one of the gloves off and signs, I don't exactly talk the way everybody else does.
Yeah, how much do you know about the Moobi Motsii?
Can I make a Legends and Lore roll?
Yeah, give me that at a success number is just 10, I think. It's not the most impossible thing to know.
That is no successes.
Okay. You know sort of like what is basic knowledge, which is that these are sentient entities that travel in gender-separated pacts, and the encounters with them are frequently dangerous to the extent of being terminal for the humans involved, especially when it's a female herd, and that they usually use when they are willing to communicate, they usually use a sort of brush stroke style written language interaction, which goes both ways. When the human communicates, they're not speaking verbally, they're also using sort of their brush stroke. And that's the extent of what you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that this Suyata, who they still haven't introduced themselves, says, that's great. Can you make subsonic sounds with it?
I actually probably could do that. I've got audio and sound specializations.
Okay. A lot of their language is actually outside of human hearing.
Neezy will explain that they work primarily with audio engineering and electrical engineering. So
Fantastic.
it shouldn't be too hard to adjust the frequencies.
Okay, can you detect theirs?
You got a guy for sensors.
Who? They look at Neo because Neo's the only one who
Katana.
hasn't spoken yet. No, they look
Neo's
at Neo.
been speaking, but
"You?"
just from behind them, pointing at
Neezy
Sakana.
will tap on Sakana's shoulder and point to the radar dish.
I'm sorry, I don't know what you want me to indicate.
I think they're indicating that the radar dish might be able to be what picks up.
Also, you have a fancy modified drone that also works off of sound.
That's what I was going for. But yes, that also could work. But I'm
Okay.
great. I can manufacture whatever you want. We got a guy for sensors. We can do it easy peasy. Give us, 20 minutes in the lab.
This person, they are sort of tall, broad-shouldered, very musculature. No, very muscled.
Muscle.
As crosses their arms and gives like a very long, quiet look between all of you. You will only do what you are told to do. These negotiations can be incredibly delicate and turn hostile fast. There's no guarantee that they will actually understand anything you're saying, but it's worth the try. Tuatik, you're in charge of them. And the person who had sort of been in charge with the first two that you saw kind of goes, well, no, I didn't mean, man. All right. And they turn and they look at you three and they go, please don't get us killed. And with that, the other individual who still has not introduced himself says, all right, we've identified where they're at. And if we have the possibility to communicate with them, we're going to approach openly instead of just observing. So let's get ready. And you watch as the four Suyata here do a weapons check. That is what getting ready for them is. They do a full weapons check. They check all of their bolts. They check all of their arrows. They check all of their weapons. The blades are all in the places they want and ready to pull. They, when ready, turn to look at the three of you and go, are any of you carrying weapons? Because I don't like it. I don't want you carrying weapons.
I have like a knife, a normal knife.
It's not really a weapon against these, so you can keep that. They look at you, Nizzy. Any weapons? Nothing?
Nizzy signs, I left my bow at home.
Good, smart. Okay. Look at you, Neo. Any weapons? Because you don't give verbal reply, they do a visual once over on you. Is there anything like visible on a belt or anything?
There is his knife tucked up under his bolero thingy, but that's about it.
Okay.
And if they can't spot that, then they aren't worth being called Suyata, now are they?
Yeah, I think they ask you to show. I think they ask you to show them the knife so they can determine how big it is. Is this a standard knife or a combat knife or?
Oh, it's a combat knife. It's a good,
combat
closer to a
knife.
short sword than anything.
Okay. I think they say, we're going to hold on to that one. We don't want you all who are the speaking team to look hostile. We'll give it to you if things turn bad.
But is there like a high likelihood that things would turn bad?
Well, they're males, so we have a chance they won't. And then with that, they turn and start leading you away.
Nizzy is working on adjusting the audio on their prototype gloves.
Yeah, so as you guys walk so Nizzy, you're gonna want to adjust the audio. This is gonna get weird because you're going to essentially be telling it to produce just an audio frequency rather than pulling a audio file. So this is going to be a slightly different like set of programming and stuff that you're going to be putting it into and getting it to produce. I'm going to ask for you to give me an audio/sound roll, and it's going to be a success number, at least a 10. I'm going to say 10. I would say an 11, but you've got your prototypes with you, so it's a 10.
And I've got my basic toolkit.
So that you can get the frequencies at the levels that you're looking for.
Yeah. Would the toolkit help at all? Because it's a computer's toolkit.
You're not repairing anything.
Fair enough. I thought I'd ask.
But yeah.
Ooh. Three 11s and a 12.
Damn.
And
Okay,
the second 11 was the reroll on the crit.
Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Yeah, you're able to it's not difficult for you to create various resonant levels that you can kind of very quickly program in sort of like this frequency, this frequency, this frequency to be produced on command. Sakana, are you going to make adjustments to your setup?
Yeah, I want to modify the speaker to work with Neezy's new adjustments as well.
The speaker or the satellite dish? The
Um,
sensor.
well, I'm not much for sensors. I think I would assume. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm misunderstanding, but I would assume that signal reception is like whether or not the dish can do that is uh sort of like I feel like it would be
It's
more
dish usually. So the hardware itself would usually be like, okay, this material is able to like resonate and detect this
Right.
frequency band, right? And so what you're trying to do is, rather than you guys had programmed it to detect the specific like DASO level direct connection bands that you guys know your Neezy use, and now you want to expand it and so that it will detect its full frequency band that it is capable of detecting and be able to report back to you. So this is probably more of a programming role than anything else because you're not doing any hardware. The hardware is already present. You just need it to now detect and send that information to you in a way that you can use.
okay. I can do programming.
All right. I think this is again a success number of like it would be like an 11 because you guys are doing it on the move, but you've got kind of what you need, so it's a 10.
Not great. I'm gonna the success 10. Oh, that's so bad. Yeah, I'm gonna spend 4 to get to 1 success.
Oh no. Okay. So you got 1 success. So that's good. You got a success.
Yeah. To it because it would have been a critical fail otherwise.
Oh,
Oh
buddy.
shoot. Okay.
I should
wait,
have
so how
spent.
many-
I knew I should have spent the what the mine to.
That's
but
okay.
Too late.
So
for
you
that.
had 1-1.
I have 1 and 2 8s, which I'm turning into 10s.
Got it. Okay. What is the question I was about to ask you?
I'd love to know.
I would too. Moving right along, you have gotten this to be able to detect and send back to you the information that you need. And I think that as the group of you sort of round a sort of rise in the ground where there's some shrubbery and trees, and you come out into another clearing area, you hear them before you see them, and you hear them. They're loud, sort of thudding steps, and one of them speaking, and it creates sort of a resonation in your chest slightly. The intonation of its communication as you come around some trees and you see there are 3 of these woolly mammoth style 12-foot tall covered in braided furs that have a variety of painted patterning on them and decoration on them. They have these massive tusks, which are also elegantly painted and decorated. And they are the 3 of them, 2 of them are walking with their trunks intertwined with each other. And the third is walking with their trunk sort of like touching the shoulder of one of the others. And that's the one that seems to be talking at the moment. As the there are 7 of you with the Suyata come into view, and the Suyata makes some gestures up and down, up and down. But your handler, Tawatak, says, "Don't move, just stay in the back." As their leader sort of makes these gestures and then puts their hands horizontally, sort of like at shoulder level, and you get the attention of these three massive entities who look and turn. And then there's a sound again that rattles your chest. And they move forward. And as they move forward, we're going to take a break because everybody here also needs to be able to move. We want everybody to get a little bit of mobility, just some muscle contractions going, and then make sure you're hydrating. We're going to take a 10-minute break, and we will be back here to make sure, hopefully, everybody returns home alive. But we'll find out what
Did you say it like that?
We'll find out what happens. See you in 10. We get the best countdowns over here. All right, everybody has returned, and we're gonna pick up. I think we have the Moobi Motsii are on screen. Yes, they're right above me. This is what we are looking at. So these are easily twice as tall as anybody standing here. There are 3 of them. 2 of them seem to have their trunks like holding hands, and they're sort of shoulder to shoulder with each other. And then one of them is sort of like walking alongside them. They see that one seems to be slightly taller than the other 2, and we are going to find out. What happens? The leader here of the Suyata, whose name you still haven't asked for, is sort of doing some sort of like greeting. It seems they gestured up and down twice, and then put their hands across their shoulders in a horizontal gesture. And the 3 of the Moobi Motsii have turned to look at you, and the middle one, the one in the middle, is sort of the one that breaks rank and steps forward, and closes the distance a little. They don't get too close; they're still a few yards back, but they get nearer, and they sort of gesture their trunk up and down, and then they create a similar horizontal structure with the like ladder 1.5 feet or so of their trunk. At which point, one of the other two Suyata that are with you takes what you sort of assumed was a backpack off and unrolls it to be a giant canvas, and brings it and lays it flat in front of everybody. And the other of the two pulls out really large paintbrushes with some paints for being able to write with, as the one who has the paintbrushes writes on the canvas, fair greetings to you. And then sort of hands the paintbrush outward. And you can see there's like a tension in this person as they're about to come into more proximity, but they hold it outward. And that particular Moobi Motsii sort of steps forward, grasps it with the end of their trunk, and puts it in the paint. And below that says, lucky tidings to meet you. And then gestures back to return the paintbrush. When they do so, the other takes the paintbrush back. You see a sigh of relief as they do so. The one who had opened the canvas has like a wipe rag, and they wipe away the paint real quick to reset the screen. And so this is going to happen a couple of times while this sort of communication goes back and forth, where they're sort of establishing an initial, like, okay, we're here peacefully. Yes, we're also here peacefully. Okay, these are my names. Okay, these are my names. And then you're watching as the leader sort of like is directing the one who's writing and says, all right, now tell them about the possible audible communication possibility. And they kind of turn and look over at you, Sakana and Nizzy, and they go, are you ready? All right, we're going to give this a try. Neo, what would be the stat?
4.
For just noticing stuff in the wild. I think maybe a survival.
Oh yeah, survival.
Would it be fair to say that you are paying attention and sort of
Oh god, yes.
on alert? All right, give me a survival. I'm going to set this difficulty. The success number is, we'll call it just a 9.
Just a 9.
Yeah. It would have been a 10, but
I've got 2 12s and a 9. 5 successes total.
you hear a sort of like and that's not a good sound, as your ears register it and your heart sort of like quickens.
Oxosuma?
You turn and you see there are 2 of them, and they're at the tree that's like almost in arm's reach of you, chewing on a limb.
Has anyone seen them?
You're like at the back of the group. You're the only one back here. You don't have your knife.
No, I don't. But I can see them.
You can.
Hang on, I need to look up the roll. Because it's time.
It is.
It's crime.
Oh,
time.
yes, here. I also have written it out so that it was easy to find. It's a primary action. You spend 1 point of mind. You create a dice pool based off of your intelligence and spirit. You target creatures within short or medium range. They're definitely in range. I think it's one target at a time. Their mental defense is your success number. What's Okusuma's mental defense? Because I've been making their stats up. Let's think. We're gonna call it a 5. They don't got mental defense.
They're bugs, big bugs,
Yeah,
smart bugs,
yeah.
but
They got barely a mind. They got a mind for eating, and that's it. And you will not be able to regain any mind through short rests from here forward. That is your consequence of using this. So,
5
describe-
successes on 1.
5 successes. All right,
Yes, it's
and that does 5 damage.
Actually, no. There is a chart for this. Hang on.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think that translates directly. All right, now I do need to pull up the ability. we got special things happening. All right, where are you at? Mother voice.
It is going to be on page 181.
Thank you.
4 points of mind. They lose that and are rendered unconscious.
For 5 successes, they lose 4 points of mind and are rendered unconscious. Okay, awesome. So you nearly wiped them out. But that's okay because it goes unconscious, but it was biting a thing. So you watch as the one you targeted. Well, here, describe it for us. What do people from the outside see or smell or feel or hear or any of their senses as you look at this bug?
So as I see this bug, I react. There is a low rumbling growl, and the people within arm's reach, maybe a little further, hopefully not the Moobi Motsii, feel like there is a predator. Just that immediate run sensation. After one falls unconscious, I am going to say quietly and like I am speaking through a mouthful of teeth to one of the nearby Suyara,
Your handler.
Oxosuma. Just
Yeah.
poke, point.
Okay. So there's this like growl and a sense of like danger, like your hackles would rise. And Tawataka is the handler for the 3 of you. Now, Sakana and Nizzy are a little bit further forward. They get the feeling of like, oh, chill down my spine. That spooked a little bit. Might attribute it to the fact there is a 14-foot woolly mammoth in front of them that is gently painting words on a canvas rather than rending everybody to pieces. And so that's a little bit alarming situation to be in. And they've just had attention brought to them. So perhaps that's why. But for the Nawataka, who they're Suyata, they're trained, they know this stuff, and they're clearly the second in command, they feel that shiver, their hackles raise a little bit. They kind of flex and look around just a little bit as you gesture to them, tap them on the shoulder. They look sharp. You point this out. And they go, and they reach to go for their own combat knife, and they stop because the Moobi Motsii is right, like, within a couple of yards. They don't want to make hostile gestures. And they look at you and they go, leave it alone. Just get over here. Get away. Just leave it alone.
If you give me my knife, I can go deal with it.
Don't pull a weapon in front of them.
Over there.
Okay, look.
Do we not have an ethical... Is it not ethical to point out the danger to them while it's over there? Would it be
There-
unethical to leave the danger there? That's what I think. I think that's what it is.
Mhm.
We can
How
either
are you
deal
so
with it or we can let them know.
philosophical?
That's why they call me Thinker.
Sure. Step behind me. I will pass you your knife. Turn your back to hide it. And go take care of this. Can you? Do you know how to use this?
I have some idea.
All right.
He will
Step
do
behind.
as instructed
Yeah.
very quickly. What's the gender presentation of the person in front of him?
Tawatika is sort of masculine presenting, but non-binary in their general bone structure. They possibly are two-spirit. A
Okay.
little hard
In
to
which
tell
case,
just visually, but yeah.
in which case, when they hand me my knife, it's thank you, Anki. Turn around.
Yeah, they pull your knife out from the backside of where they had kind of tucked it. And when they hand it to you and you say that, they go, "Oh my god, don't make me regret this."
Too late, you already do.
And they're going to try and stand in a way that helps to obscure you slightly and not draw attention to what the two of you are doing. However, there are two other Moobi Motsii who are standing off to the side, just sort of like not directly involved in the conversation. So I'm gonna roll. If they get an 11 or higher, they'll notice you and maybe take an interest in what you're doing. I rolled a 2, a 4, a 5, and a 12.
Yep, that's right. Let's rock.
Yeah. So the one that had been sort of like the third, not like the third wheel, but like the third, they weren't in the initial sort of like the two that were holding trunks together. That one speaks, and all you hear is, and they step forward and they gesture with their trunk. And the one who is in conversation with the paintbrush has the paintbrush, and they answer back, and they answer back as if they have food in their mouth. You can hear it, the sort of muffling of them holding this paintbrush, changing some of their sound resonancing, and they go, and there's a brief exchange at which point Tawataka goes, oh god, and sort of slowly begins to sort of like, but smoothly move forward to be able to possibly interact with whatever is about to go down. As the Suyata leader goes, what's wrong?
Oxosuma. I'm trying to deal with it.
What? You say this out loud?
As quietly as I can.
You're gonna have to speak up because they are further away from you. You don't have to shout it, but you're gonna have to say it in like a normal tone.
As quietly
them to
as I
hear.
can.
Actually, I'm going to, in a very pleasant voice, say, there's two Oxosuma. One of them looks like it's fallen asleep, and I'm going to go help the other take a nap before these spook our friends.
Yeah, the leader sort of turns around, and Tawateka is sort of right there as the leader turns around and goes, they're taking care of it. I was trying to keep it subtle. Seems they've noticed we might need to make them aware. It's not a hostile action at them. And the leader goes, okay. Yeah,
He's
that's
going to try and sign it with their gloves.
okay. So you use your gloves, and you've adjusted your gloves to have a different
Pitch and frequency.
yeah. So it's not going to produce the words that you would normally be producing, but you're gesturing in the gesture that would be your language. So you're going to produce sounds, and you know that like this had just been introduced. This idea of being able to audibly possibly communicate has just been introduced. So you're doing this. Give me, I think, I'm going to take your plain sign language and I'm going to average it with your audio sound, which, oh, those are both sevens. Okay. So the pool is going to be a 7. This is going to be a success number. There's some possibility here, so it's going to be an 11. Let me know what you get.
Ooh.
Like that sound.
I got 1 failure and 2 11s, so 1 success.
1 success. Okay, great. So I think what happens is that third sort of larger Moobi Motsii says another thing you can't understand what they're saying, and begins to like walk the full way forward, and then you gesture as like there's like too much activity happening, too many people are starting to like the tension's starting
typing.
to build. And you make this gesture that would be to warn them there are many mouths near, and it comes out, what you produce is a sort of of sound. It doesn't quite hit the lower basses that their vocalizations produce, but you're also working with like speakers that are attached to your gloves. They're not like big subwoofers or anything, so it's the best they can do. But it's enough to get the attention of all 3 of them as they all turn to sort of look at you. And that third one who started to move forward waves their nose and reaches out towards you.
Neezy will approach, keeping their hands visible.
And the leader says to the one who's writing, be like, tell them this is the person. And they start frantically writing on the or they reach for the implement and start frantically writing on the canvas that's out here, to try and like introduce you. Be like, this is the person, they're gonna try and speak audibly with you. Because that's, yeah, he woke up, so he's gonna need help for a little bit. Because that has sort of like entangled. Yes, jump up here. Come on. Hang on just a second. Come here. There you go. All right. That's the sound of the 2 talking to each other. They sound like a grumpy old cat. But no, as all of that's happening, Neo, you've kind of been made, but also there's still one here. And it has sort of taken notice that its friend, quote unquote friend, is not moving. These ones don't look lavender gray. These ones look slightly like there's a bit of violet to them, just around the edges.
You know what? Why don't I go ahead and spend another mind point and try to turn this one off too, since I've got another primary action now.
Go for it. Yes, there's been enough time. It would come back around. You have another primary action. As you go to do that, you are looking straight at it, and you watch as, go ahead and make your roll. You watch as it turns its attention to the unconscious one, and it bites and starts to chew.
Okay. I got 3 successes. It loses 2 points of mind and is stunned.
Okay, so it bites and chews and then goes rigid.
In which case, I'm going to complete the walk over, and once I'm nearby, since it's stunned, it might not be able to move. I'm just going to go very casually.
As you are walking over, I think that third Moobi Motsii has continued to walk past, and this has made that Suyata leader very tense, because now the sort of this is us, that's you, has been broken by this third one who has moved across into your space, and isn't doing anything hostile, but is moving without consideration, is just walking right past, not really keeping a distance.
Is it walking towards me?
It's walking over towards where you are.
Okay.
Nizzy, as you are gesturing again, making sound with your prototype, the Suyata there is painting on the ground and says, okay, I'm going to paint the word that you're going to sign so that they know that's what that means. Tell me what it is. Tell me what you're signing.
Nizi will sign Okosuma.
So they write that down, and they write it, and then to indicate they're done, they lift the paintbrush up, and as they do, you gesture, and it makes that sort of almost melodic frequency sound again. At which point the Moobi Motsii, who is standing here in front of you, goes to reach for the brush reflexively, but stops, and their head starts gesturing, their ears flap, and they make a sound as you make your sound, and they go, and everybody's chests rumble, as the one that was standing further back now also walks forward, but they walk forward to be standing beside the one who's doing sort of the painting communication, as opposed to joining the other. And the other, who is now coming up close to you, Neo, says back to the others, and you can feel it in your collarbones.
It's okay. All I've got to do is be friendly. The murder mammoth won't kill me if we're friendly.
Sakana, things have kind of gone a little bit sideways. What are you doing?
I don't know that Sagana has a.
You can stand in panic. That's a thing you can do.
Yeah,
I just want to check in with you.
I don't think Sakana is panicking, because I don't think they panic much. But I do think they're just basically trying to stay out of the way and keep as low as possible. They'll stay near Nizi, and support Nizi however possible, trying to figure out the program or help configure what we're going for, but Sakana's trying to stay not primary.
So as you sort of continue, you're gonna stay beside Nizi, it creates a sort of sense of support, right? And trying to maintain some amount of focus over here where the
and just trying to help interface between, as Nizi is trying to translate and we're painting, just try to help speed that process and interface between all the parties.
You also are trying to detect their sounds.
Yeah, in
That way
tandem.
they can speak and translate into language eventually.
Yes,
I got the setup.
because you have the antenna set up. I almost forgot about that. You have the antenna set up, and you're not sure that the communication you got was a clear single word.
Right.
But there's frequencies that you're picking up. You don't know if you are getting the full range of frequencies, but you're getting something. So I would like you to give me some more programming. Success number is an 11 because you're doing this blind. You're not sure, but you can do something, and we'll see what you get.
I have one success.
One success. All right. you are able to pull out some frequency ranges so that what you're starting to do is map where their frequency range hits, because they're not using the full like level, and you're able to start seeing that, like, okay, they're in this lower band of sound waves, and that Nizzi's are maybe not quite hitting all the way down, but that Nizzi's are overlapping, and so you're starting to be able to kind of like clock that and map that. Okay.
Yeah, and tuning and like nudge up this way, 12 no, not decibels, hertz. We don't have
Yes.
hertz. Whatever we call hertz in this
The
in this
equivalency
timeline.
of hertz. Wonderful. So as team talk is continuing to try and talk, Neo, have you looked over your shoulder yet? I imagine you turned your back to sort of hide what you were doing to be able to focus on the Okasuma.
I have not looked over my back, but I think I could understand Murder Mammoth is behind me just based on the tummy rumbles.
Yeah.
And right now, Neo's whole body, all of his attention is focused on, I'm just casually going for a walk in the woods, and I'm just casually picking some fruit with my fruit picker. My fruit picker is a knife.
And yes. Now this, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna roll a luck check to see if this creature is inside of melee reach or if you're gonna need to throw your knife. Okay. Pick high or low.
High.
All right. That's a 12. It gets to be at whatever reach you want.
Cool. It's literally right at hanging fruit height. So it's just a very casual chunk. Since it's stunned, just very slow, very short, straight up. Take that one. It crunched down on its friend. Is its friend still moving?
No. It crunched down on its friend's head. So its friend is destroyed.
In which case, I'm going to very casually take the one off my knife, sheath that, put that on the ground in front of me, take the two bodies, turn around slowly, kneel, hold them up to Murder Mammoth like they are a gift.
Wonderful. Okay, I think that as you reach up and chink right through it, you pull your knife down, you feel an exhale of hot air on you, and you put the knife on the ground, and there's a breath, and nothing hits you. So you reach up and you take the two, and you turn around, and as you turn around, it is inside of arm's reach, right there, and its head
smile broadly.
Its head is like turned to be able to like eyeball you a bit, and get closer, and you like go to kneel, and it reaches out and it touches the front of your knees to prevent you from getting below its height. It's already so tall. It doesn't want you to get shorter or further away from it to force you to stay standing.
Okay. To be very clear, Neo is utterly terrified. He might die, but you know what? He's gone out on a good note. It's been a nice long blah, blah, blah years. And he is just preferring these things and also recognizing, holy fucking shit. I am within arm's reach of something. I don't know that this has happened in generations. And there is definitely a sense of reverence, a sense of excitement and wonder, and oh my god, I might die.
And as it makes contact with you, you feel it's entirely like the muscle. You can feel the movement of muscle, but it is so dense. It is if it is rock. If this hit you with force, you would shatter. Like, there's no way.
I've dealt with buffalo. This is like a much bigger buffalo. It's fine.
Oh yeah. And also those tusks are really close to you. These things are easily as tall as you are. And this one seeming like it is possibly the elder of the three, has more intricate designs. And as you are up close, you see what appear to be like possible maybe metals inlaid, something inlaid into
Interesting.
etches. Not many people get this close, so you don't know. You're also maybe not fully studying the tusks of this creature, as you are hoping that it does not decide you are a threat.
But what I am gonna do is slowly reach over to my niecey and start the video.
You're gonna record this interaction.
Literally just, I can't do anything with this right now. I'm not speaking, but it's very much getting absolutely everything I can as I'm still offering these two bodies of the Oxosuma.
Yeah. Give me a charm roll, by the way. Your success number on this is actually going to be a 9.
Okay.
You should be able to pass this. We want to see how well you pass this. How much does this thing think you're a cute little human? Look at this cute little human being a big baddie.
3 successes.
Okay. Yeah, I think that there's a little bit of a rumble you can detect. And then as you move to sort of start your Nisi, it kind of mistakes that as a, here, take this one. And the trunk reaches and basically envelops your hand in one terrifying moment. But then with all of the delicateness of the dexterity of your own fingers, simply removes the Okasuma that you've got. You're able to like finish the gesture and get recording. You've got one empty hand as it takes it and sort of inspects it. Nizzy, you're making some communication bridges.
I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die.
So this second sort of Moobi Motsii moves up, and as it does, I think that this Suyata that's here with you sort of looks to you, Nizzy, and says, this one, the original one, introduced itself as Mak. I don't know if there's a way for you to sign their name so that we can create.
Spell it.
Okay. So the Suyata rewrites Mak's name on the canvas and then points to you. And then you finger spell, and with Sakana's advice to like adjust the hertz levels on your little speakers, or doing as much bass as they can, you produce a sound of, and it's relatively close. Like as you're doing it, you hear, oh, that's also the sound that they might make. And that one there sort of like does what looks like a laughing gesture, and there's just this bass that rumbles through all of you as you're standing here. Your feet vibrate.
Lizzie just has the biggest grin on their face ever.
And it reaches out towards you with its hand, as if it wants to like touch what you're doing, but it stops. It reaches forward, but like stops as if this is what I want, but I'm not going to like, I'm waiting for you to close distance.
Lizzie will absolutely close the distance. They are so excited because now they have somebody they can show stuff to.
Are you what is it? They've reached forward as if to be like, an open hand of like, can I see it? So what are you going to make contact with them with? Are you going to take off one of your gloves? Are you going to use a glove and make it make sound as you like put it up against them? Like what is your idea?
Neezy is going to do a one-handed sign and offer their other hands so they can feel what's going on. Really a simple sign of hello.
Okay. I think that when you put your other hand up against their sort of nose there, they like run the length of their nose along it and are like touching and detecting, and they just like find the speaker, and when they find the speaker and can tell that's where the vibration is coming from, there's sort of a little bit of an excitement again between that one and the other one as they both start making these reverberating sounds, speaking to each other. And the other one reaches forward and waggles a little bit anticipatorily, like they want to touch it too.
Yeah, Neezy, it will do the best to communicate one-handed.
So yeah, you let them touch it, and because the speakers are sort of set up to be synchronized with your gestures, even though you're only gesturing with one hand, it's coming out of both, so the other speaker is vibrating and they're able to detect that that's where the sound is coming from, and it's all very exciting. There's a lot going on, and the Suyata leader there is like sort of panicking because they seem to have lost control of the interaction a little bit, but also like, okay, but this is going good, this is going well, this seems positive. Meanwhile, the one who has the paintbrush is just sitting there going, holy crap, this is amazing. Sakana, you're also there. I think you can make
Sure.
eye contact with either the leader here, or you can look over and see what's going on with Neo and your handler.
Yeah, it's like,
Because you did see the third one walk past y'all.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't want to. Seems like Neezy's on top of this and doesn't want to take away from there. Is Neo intact?
Yeah, when you look over, you see Neo sort of like standing with their hands up. They've got a bug in one hand, and the other entity who's almost fully obscuring them, but like they've moved their head so that you can see that Neo's at least standing there, has something in their trunk that they seem to be moving around and looking at.
Seems
But
like
Neo is
my
alive.
friends have it handled.
Yeah. Tawitek is sort of standing not directly beside Neo, but nearish, just to be able to like maybe snatch them. Like if something bad happens, he'll try. They will make an effort, but you don't know if she'll be successful. Neo.
Yes.
So you get a sense. How many successes did you roll again? One, right? Three
last time.
successes.
Yeah.
Okay. You get a sense that this Moobi Motsii is maybe impressed. They're like looking at this. Which one did you hand them?
I mean, it picked. If I get some input, then it definitely got the one that I knifed.
Okay. We'll do another luck check to see. Pick high or low.
High.
8. That's above a 6. So it's the one you wanted. So it's the one that's been knifed so that it doesn't get suspicious. And it looks at it and you can see that it like manipulates it and like makes it break at where you managed to slice it sort of like down the middle of its head. Makes it sort of like break open a little bit. And you watch as it does that. There's sort of this like bug goo that's tinted purple, sort of goops out from it a little bit. And then it sort of hands it back to you.
Slowly incline my head and lift my hand, lower my hand, lift my hand, lower my hand. I saw them do this earlier. Maybe this is just a greeting. Maybe I'm saying hi, hello, hello. In which case, great. They're treating me like a toddler. I'm fine with that. But
Yeah, as it like hands the other one over, and you, with the other one in your hand, do the gesture. There's that little bit of a rumble, like a woo, woo, and it pats you on the head. And then
Neo doesn't laugh. Neo freezes. The handler can see his eyes light up with joy.
and it turns, it sort of takes a step back so that it can turn its body, and it turns to now be more including of the rest of the group and what's going on, and it speaks out. And Sakana, I want to do this. Sakana, give me your programming roll. Success number is still 11. And Nizzy, give me your audio roll. Your success number is a 10 because you have made improvement. Like you've made successes in this situation.
Okay, that is 2 12s. That did not roll successes on those, but I also have a 10 and 11.
6 successes.
6. Nice. Okay.
I have
And-
1, which I think I'm going to stick with because I have spent a lot of mind.
That is totally fair. All right. What we get is that Sakana, your sensor is sort of picking up as this third Moobi Motsii is speaking. Your sensors are picking it up and doing their best to translate it. Nizzy, you're able to, even in just this quick bit of moments here, recognize the same reverberation that the Umak made, and that they made in regards to the Okusuma. You're able to sort of recognize it, and you turn around and see now that Neo's there, right, with the two bugs that he's holding, and so you're able to sort of through that detect that they're talking about these. At which point I think that Oumak decides, while this is cute and fun and they really have enjoyed audibly interacting with you, they reach for the paintbrush.
Slap 'em?
Simply because there's just not the level of vocabulary needed for the things they want to say next. They reach for the paintbrush, and they kind of waggle it to gesture, clean off the canvas. The other Suyata cleans the canvas off, and then they begin to paint, and they do it in a top crossed setup so that it's like, okay, they've got a lot that they're about to say. And so everybody kind of like has a minute here while that leader one, the one who's sort of leading communications, is writing up what they're going to say. Are any of you going to try and do anything? Do you want to like regroup up? Because Neo, you're a little bit separate.
Neo is going, since grandfather Moobi Motsii has turned slightly, Neo is going to put his knife back behind him like he normally carries it, and just casually stroll up to rejoin the group. Just
as you walk, because Tawatek had stayed with you, they join and sort of walk with you, and they go, "That was so lucky. You're so lucky. Oh my God, you got touched."
I am blessed. And do you know what they say? It's better to be lucky than good. Wink.
What?
Neezy is trying very hard not to just info dump.
Yes, as you all regroup, you get like back into visible or physical proximity to each other better. that sort of elder third follows up behind you. It doesn't fully walk back over to like the our side, their side sort of division that was in the beginning. It stands still a bit across the line that was sort of made. Still like acting as if, oh well, we're friends now, we can be near each other, which does make the Suyata leader still like their eyeball and like, oh gosh, I don't like how close they are, but you made friends, you're fine now. Nizzy, because you're right there, and Sakana, you guys are able to kind of read as Omag makes these symbols. You're able to read that what it says is the Okasuma are a problem, that these three of them are a escort, a part of a larger escort, and that these three of them have come to diplomatically communicate with Cahokia because they're aware of the city passage, travel. But then they reiterate the Okasuma are a problem. At which point the Suyata leader sort of reads this and takes this all in and turns to you, Neo, and goes, "Can I see those?" Takes them from you and inspects them very closely. They instruct the other Suyata who's writing to give a reply that the city's got things in place. And so the canvas gets wiped and they start writing their reply as the leader is sort of looking at these, and they break one open. And they kind of frown, and then they put these two in a bag. And they turn and they look at Tawitika, and they kind of like shake their head a little bit, and they turn back to the writing that's happening. And Sakana and Nizzy, because you're still right there, you can see that what this other Suyata is writing is Okasuma near Cahokia covered to prevent eating. Okasuma may go elsewhere. When that has been seen in red and acknowledged, the canvas is wiped again, and the Suyata writes down, how close to the city do you request passage? And how many of you? At which point the three Moobi Motsii sort of like do that rumbling at each other again, and the one takes back the brush and they write down their escorting Thanka Makasi. It wants to go straight through. The trajectory, or rather, it says that the trajectory is straight through.
No.
At which point you watch, Neo, you're like close enough that you catch like some of that. You're able to like now read like this part of it. And you watch also as the leader there just tenses. Their eyes go a little wide. Their shoulders like get stiff and tense, and they just go rigid a bit, and they go, I don't think I can negotiate this. That'll destroy everything. oh God, okay. And they gesture for the canvas to get wiped. And as they do, they sort of like consult very briefly with the one who's writing, and they go, how do you tell them no? Just tell them to go around. Like, that's not okay. They can't, they'll destroy the whole city. At which point that Suyata, who appears to maybe be slightly more diplomatic, they are the one doing the writing for a reason. You watch as they write down, can you redirect them? That would destroy many homes. Can it go around us?
Do we, while we're the Okosuma just leaving and going somewhere else? I mean, that's also a problem, right?
Eh.
This is what Sakana says?
Yeah, just like murmurs to Neo and Nizi. Like, that's not good for whoever they land on.
They're a natural part of the world.
I think
Well,
Tawatuk
so
is
is
there with
Takamakasi,
you.
but I don't think we like that coming through the town either.
I'd rather it didn't, but unless we can kill a whole bunch of them. Although, Sakana, you just had an excellent idea,
Sure
and
did.
you should
What
totally
was it?
share it with them. That we've got two problems that don't like each other, and maybe we could point them at each other.
Yeah. Nizi. You just had an excellent idea that you're going to share with them.
Neezy just kind of gives you both stink eyes.
Well, you the only way to communicate. We're doing there's only one brush.
No. We don't need to tell them, not
Oh, the
yet.
movie. Oh, just the Suyata. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you need to tell the
I
Suyata.
thought you meant the Moobi Motsii. Okay. Yeah. Whenever the next like is whatever's painting.
So Tawatuk is your handler,
Yeah.
is still here, and is sort of like half listening to what you're saying. At which point, when you're like, yeah, we've got a good idea, they sort of like pay a little closer attention. They don't fully clock what the idea was, and they go, what are you talking about?
We've got
Sakana was just saying, oh, I'm sorry, carry on.
No, you go for it.
No, I insist.
Why don't we say it
Neezy
at the
just
same
rolls
time?
their eyes in signs after taking their gloves off.
You want
Neezy,
to... What are you saying?
Sakana wonders.
You're still throwing Sakana under the bus?
Sakana's our leader.
That's not the case.
If
We're the one coming up with all the good ideas.
possible, in exchange for their passing through our city, they could help us deal with the Okasuma.
Yeah, Tawitek goes, that's not a bad idea, and sort of turns to the leader there and
Would the
sort of like,
Mustaci like the taste of Oksosuma? Could be free lunch.
they kind of look at you and go, not sure that's how that works. I actually
Do
don't
you
know.
that it's not how that works?
I don't.
Exactly.
I'm not an
It's
expert
an
on
option
that.
to explore.
All right, and then turns to go talk to the Suyata leader in like a hushed tone. Meanwhile, as that writer, the Suyata writer, has said that asked, how many are you, and got the reply back that there's a Thunka Makasi that they are escorting and is on trajectory there, and then asked, can you redirect it? That will destroy our village, our whole city, actually. The answer coming through is, it is too big. We don't have enough influence. But it cannot encounter Okasuma. Or the mouths will eat everything.
Like, because it'll agitate them, or they will consume it, and then.
As you're reading this, and like the wordings are a little bit difficult, right? It's a little bit like talking to somebody who isn't a native speaker, but then you're also doing it while they're writing with their like non-dominant hand. So like the writing is also a little bit hard and it's not the language that they're used to. So it's a little bit difficult. The Suyata that's sitting there goes, I think they mean cannot, as in not to be allowed.
Yeah, but like, why?
It'll eat everything. It's not clear which one they are meaning. The mouths will eat everything. Is whose mouth? They both have mouths. Wipe this off, and the canvas gets wiped again as the Suyata that's writing goes to ask for clarification. Meanwhile, the leader sort of turns back to you three and goes, "Whose idea was this?"
Don't point at each other.
Yeah.
They go, it's not a bad idea to ask for help in exchange for a thing.
I
Are any of
mean,
you experts with Thanka Makasi or Okusuma by chance?
we have the preeminent expert on Okusuma right here.
Oh?
Point to Neo.
Okay.
Look of betrayal.
Hey, you started this.
What do you know?
I only know what Sakana has told me
What the fuck?
and what I learned from my grandfather.
That's why are you doing
Then go
this?
on.
Why are you doing this?
So what do you tell them? You tell them about the medicine that your grandfather knows to use to keep them at bay?
That and like we used drums when I was younger. I don't know much about the Moobi Motsii, but they got some big trunks. I bet they can make some noise. Maybe we put these moving battle trumpets to work for us and clear a path. And things, even when you don't have low influence, the thing to do is almost always to when something's stuck, how do you unstick it? What's that word, Sakana?
Dissolve?
Easy.
Solvent?
When you need something to move, what is it?
Grease?
Oil friction?
Grease. Yes. Yes, reduce that big fancy word over there. When you do that, it might go around. Instead of damming the river, redirect. Imply that Cahokia is too big territory to walk through. And it's not a lie. It's not wrong. Because Cahokia, it's got walls, it's got people. It's not going to be fun to move through. It might be a longer path, but it's going to be a nicer stroll. Literally any other direction around Cahokia, especially if our new friends move the Oxosuma out of the way.
I think Toatek is there with you and goes, I'm not an expert, but I'm pretty sure the Thanka Makasi are taller than these guys. So it's not going to care.
Neezy kind of holds up a finger and then signs, bigger feet means deeper drum beats.
Good point. Maybe we could get it to dance? And then the Suyata leader turns to your handler and goes, what? But then turns back to Neo and goes, this is a good idea.
Brilliant.
Come here. You're gonna come be a part of the conversation now.
Oh, I don't know about that. Just look at Neezy and whisper. Actually, no, they can read lips. I blame you. Not saying anything, but saying it without actual sound.
As you are redirected to come over to join the conversational portion of all of this, you realize that third Moobi Motsii had kind of stayed in proximity to you, because as you move up towards that front interaction, it takes a couple of steps to now be a part of that. That's why it had hung back. And as Neo begins to become the diplomat, we're going to go ahead and take our 10-minute break here so that everybody can go get themselves some water. You got to stay hydrated and make sure that you move.
Hydrate
You
or
don't even have to stand
dehydrate?
up. Yes. Just move your arms a little bit, flex your muscles, make sure you get some blood flow going. Body needs it. And we will see everybody here in about 10 minutes. Enjoy our wonderful intermission commercial. Welcome back. All right, we're going to jump straight back into it because Neo's about to be the big bad hero and save everybody, right? I'm going to ask from you. So you're being brought over by the leader, the Sugata leader, to now be a part of the conversation for negotiations. The Moobi Motsii has wanted to at least provide warning, and they're asking for quote unquote permission, but also saying they can't stop the Thankamakasi. It's going to go where it wants. So this also just serves as a warning to a degree. But given that there is this exchange, Neo running with Sakana's idea, as we throw Sakana under the bus for it all, is sort of suggesting that they might be able to help with the Okasuma problem. I would like from Neo, I think this is a charm roll, to see how well you can help, because you already have sort of an in of sorts with that third Moobi Motsii, who like patted you on the head and was like, "Oh, look at you being a big bad warrior." So I think your success number on this is a 9, which is actually pretty good. But we're going to tier this. This is going to be a tiering success. So on a tier 1 success, it's going to be something like, "Oh yeah, no, they'll sort of help, but they're not going to go out of their way. And they're still just going to like do their thing." And to what degree that is helpful, they will emphasize. A tier 2 means, "Oh, okay, yeah, they might help by giving you the things for you to do it." And a tier 3 or higher is, "Oh, they'll participate. They think this is cool and they're gonna like actually be a part of it."
Excellent.
So let's see what those
All right.
rolls
Believe in you.
produce.
Okay. So I've got a 1, I've got a 10, an 11, and a 9. And I've got an 8 and 2 7s. So I'm going to drop 1 point of mind to get that 9, to get that 8 to a 9, and then 2 for 1 7, 2 for another 7, making that 5 successes all told.
Can I suggest instead of one of the 7s, you do a 2 to bring that 10 up, and then you possibly roll a 12? Because it's also 2 to bring it up. And you might be able to get an additional.
Since, you know what? I will do that.
Yeah.
Evie is much kinder than I am. Okay, that's going to be 6 successes all told then.
All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you rolled under a 9 on that crit?
Yeah, no, I rolled a 10. I'm counting, I'm taking away one of the successes for a 1.
Oh wait, hang on. Yeah, I didn't do that. Okay, 1, 2, 3,
It's
4,
7,
5,
but
6,
all
7,
told, it'd be
minus 1 is
6.
And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's third tier. That third tier. And I think so. There's this negotiation that goes back and forth, and you guys have been out here for like an hour in just the initial conversation portion, at least. And now it's like another at least 30 minutes, right? Just back and forth, clarifying answers, giving information. And at the end of it, the third Moobi Motsii who has gotten introduced, everybody has given other names, and they are Nyauga. And Nyauga has sort of almost gone to bat for you a little bit. You can tell, like, there have been a couple of instances where the other two have like consulted with each other in a like you get a little bit of the body language. Nizzy's getting real good at like clocking some of their body language and being like that. They seem like they're questioning that. And you watch as Nyauga kind of like pushes him slightly with the nose and kind of like wiggles and is like, come on, give him a chance. And at the end of it, you have secured a agreement with these three that they are going to help. Now, what is it initially that Neo is going to ask for as help?
So when he first steps up, and it's made clear that this is, and he actually won't give his name as Neo if they ask for it. He will say, after some obvious debate, Apchilakshipata, which is his crow name, not his Chahi name. It is his birth name. And he will raise and lower his arm like he saw them do at the start. And then he proceeds to be just a little bit flowery, and it comes out as a story. It is about a group of brave Moobi Motsii who forge a path into the future through the very heart of darkness, the sound of their large and majestic trunks blaring the way ahead of them, scattering the many mouths to the four winds, making a clear path for the Thonkamakasi that the Cahokians will then help to ensure it follows. And a promising future of communication as the humans do their best to learn the language of the Moobi Motsii, that we can have an open dialogue going forward.
I have to ask if so you're asking, so this is wonderful and they love it. You're asking, just so that we can get the game mechanics on this correct, for the Moobi Motsii to provide the sort of like drum beats that your grandfather had used.
Noise, big, loud, scary noise,
Right.
to at least help when we do that.
And what about the medicine?
Well, I mean, we have Cahokia. If the Suyata are gonna help, that's it. Like, the Suyata can walk into anywhere in the city and be like, we need that, so we can acquire as much of it as we need.
Howard, I guess my question is, do you know for sure that all of that is in Cahokia? I know it's a very big metropolitan city, but are you sure you're going to have enough of it?
Are we ever sure of anything? This is what we got. We don't have time to go out and get more. We're going to figure it out one way or another. With their help, it's a lot. And
you mentioned the medicine too?
They're going to. Yes.
Okay. And then the other part was they're probably not going to be able to participate in any ceremony, ritual, like dancing or anything that would be a part of it, because you might just need two legs for that.
Well, no, we don't need them to participate in the dance. The thing that scares the Oxosuma away is the smells, it's the noise, it's the sound. And they got big-ass noise makers, and they're probably not as afraid of the many mouths as we should be. So, like, if they can be our spear point or the hammer flow to push push the swarm, or at the very least scatter it.
Yeah. So with your negotiation here, you get them to agree that they're going to go get the rest of their herd, which you find out is going to be a total of 16 of these guys. And they're going to the idea that they're suggesting is that they sort of come to the city ahead of the Thankamakasa's arrival, because it's going at its pace, but it is in trajectory here, and that they come to the city ahead of time to be able to help with the Okasuma before it arrives. Their concern that they reiterate is that the two shouldn't meet because everything will get eaten, and asking for clarification just makes it a little bit more confusing. But they seem pretty insistent that it's a bad idea for these two to actually end up like in the same space together. So they are happy to come ahead of time and be able to help get that set up and drive the Okasuma away so that it disrupts them and they are unable to develop a swarm that becomes problematic. When all of this is said and done, Niauga has sort of almost like is standing beside you a little bit. Like there was some there's been a variety of back and forth and stuff, and with Niauga also being like part of the negotiating on your behalf a little bit. At the end of it is sort of like bumping you with their trunk quite a few times, as they're like very intrigued by this cute little thing that's being so brave. I think at one point they take the brush and they indicate you and they say, "Ukasama warrior."
Okay.
And that gets a laugh from the other two, and it like nudges you again in a very playful kind of way.
You've made a
But
friend.
at the end of it all, I think that you have an agreement for there's an interest in being able to try and develop a audible interaction capacity with Nizzy's gloves. This is something that Ummag is a little bit more focused on. Like that was very cool to them. And so they keep interjecting to make sure that's part of the negotiation. Like, no, actually, I kind of want this. I kind of want to know how to be able to, like, I want you guys to be able to talk. And they agree that they will bring their herd to provide what they're calling it a song, that they're going to sing a song to protect the city, to be able to provide that reverberations to keep the insects at bay. It'll probably be 2 days when they arrive, because they need to go back, get their herd, and then return. So it's probably going to be about a 2-day before their arrival. And everybody sort of like here at the end, there is sort of like the three of them confer with some like low rumbles. They sort of bump against each other a little bit, and Niauga sort of turns to you. I've got a cat showing up behind me. That's buddy, come here. You get a cat that shows up behind you in the form of a
What the hell is that?
Motsii. Just behind you. No, Niauga reaches out to you and sort of nudges you to like be in a group. Like they've gotten very handsy.
Okay.
Especially Niauga has gotten very handsy and is sort of like nudging you and gesturing for the others and kind of nudges the others a little bit to like get you all to group up.
Okay.
Sakana, Nizzy, do you also group up?
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. And the Suyata also group up. They just kind of are a little tense about it, but everybody groups up into this little knit of 7 of you. And the 3 Moobi Motsii sort of like stand at almost cardinal points. One stands mostly north, the other stands directly east, and the other stands almost fully west. But they seem very intentional about it. Like the one who was perfectly west takes a step over to be at this particular point. And the 3 of them then bow their heads, lift their tusks against the ground to give a rutting through the dirt, resonate this sort of like deep song, half of which you can't even hear. It's just vibrating in your body. And Sakana, I want you to roll for me. Roll 5 dice. Your success number is a 7. Tell me how many you get.
I get so nervous when you tell me to roll without telling me what I'm rolling. All right. We got 3 successes thanks to a very lucky crit.
Okay. 3 successes. You are standing there as you watch the vibration of their sort of like conversation, song, chant, whatever is happening, become prismatic, fluctuating, sort of this light emanation just sort of waving out from the 3 of them across the 7 of you. And very briefly, there is, as you sort of watch this, you see a form rise up out of the 3 of them with a loud in there, sort of chanting this big, loud, cacophonous sort of ending bellow. This form rises up. There are 2 tusks that flow into the air, and then it crashes downward in this sort of like water spray of light that covers the 7 of you. And as you see that, Sakana, you kind of blink because it's a lot. It settles, and you look, and you can see each person has this like swirl, almost like a bit of a kaleidoscopic light ray that sort of shimmers on the tops of their skin that's visible. So like where they're not wearing clothing, their skin, it's got this almost opalescence, that's the word I'm looking for, that sort of shimmers just across the top of it. And that persists with you forever. Like, until I tell you otherwise, when you look at Neo and Nizzy, on their face, on their exposed skin, you can still see this sort of shimmery opalescence. And these 4 Suyata, you can see it. So you guys trek back. Sakana, it does not fade. The entire time, the whole trek back, it doesn't fade. The Suyata insists that you guys, even though it's gotten late, you're walking through the night. You're not breaking. You're not waiting. You're too close to the city to camp. So you guys get back fairly late into the night to arrive at the city. You're also not allowed to go home. The Suyata insists that you are going straight to the city spire.
Oh.
And you are given guest rooms, but like Toitika is still your handler and is still like guarding you. As you are required to be.
I need some Yahan Holly.
I think we all do. It's coming. Just give it a minute. It's on its way.
Tawateka, you're supposed to be our babysitter.
Yeah, that's why I can't leave to be the one to go get it. We have to wait for it to be brought to us. It's en route.
Do you guys feel shiny?
What?
I, well, I mean, you can answer, I guess, if you feel shiny. Do you feel shiny? Does
Do
anybody feel?
you
No
or
one
do
feels
you
shiny.
not feel shiny?
Um, is it on me as well, or is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
You
I
can see
feel
it on
pretty
yourself.
shiny. You just see Sakana is just like looking at their arms and stuff, which look completely normal, and I feel pretty. Yeah, it's a nice. It's kind of a look, honestly.
You mean like the sweat from our hard hike? You can
No,
take a bath to fix that.
no. That sounds like a good idea. Do I see it on like other people as we get to the city spire and see other people around?
You do not.
Hmm.
The other Suyata, so like you're basically taken into a sort of Suyata barracksy area. It is still in the city's sort of central area where the council are and whatnot. Because you're being told that very first thing in the morning there's a meeting and you are going to be present and you are not going to be late, so you are sleeping here. But yeah, the couple of other Suyata that you encounter in this exchange, because like as you walk into the city, it's still empty, right? Like everyone is still under sort of advisory curfew. And so it's still empty on the streets. Once you get underground, it's so late at night, there's not a lot of people. It's also a little hard to see underground, but you do see that like Neo's still kind of like there's almost a luminescence to it, not fully. Like it's not truly lighting anything, but it itself is illuminescent enough to be still detectable in the dark, more underground areas. And when you walk past the other Suyata that you are like able to then be very close to, they don't have any of this on them.
Okay. Yeah. I think kind of gets the vibe, and they'll drop it. It's like, yeah, bath sounds like a good idea. I think I'll do that. You guys should also do that, probably.
Not
You
really
see it
bad.
just
Yeah.
kind of rock, sitting in the chair, legs kind of bouncing. Today was kind of a lot for them.
We made friends with murder mammoths.
That was really cool, Neo. And easy too, both of you. You really did amazing stuff today.
Oh, I didn't do anything. You guys did amazing.
That's not no. You tried to put us a lot of stuff on us, and I don't really know why, but you did cool stuff.
Because you guys are fantastic and it's time the city knew. Rest assured, I'm telling.
You're also fantastic. So shouldn't the city know about you?
On another note, what do you think the shiny is all about?
Um, I think the Moobi Motsii might have done something. I don't know what it means.
Hopefully. Neither do I. But it's probably going to be pretty cool to study, right?
Yeah, are you offering?
Not me, but like you've got two other test subjects. And if you make a study of this and the Moobi Motsii, surely you no longer have time to go into the black.
I think Tawataka is because they have to like you're in basically a barracks room that has two sets of like bunked bed style setup with a bathhouse adjacent to it that they have started to get like set up in and whatnot, but they hear you say that and they poke their head back out from there and they go, "What's that now?"
It's just like a thing we've been talking about. I gotta say, Neo, going into the black, the time that it takes is honestly highly variable. So we could still do that if you wanted. That sounds like a good time to me.
Oh no, I don't want. I very much want not.
Right. You keep saying that, but I know you.
You travel to the black?
I can
She
walk the back.
does.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Hey, listen, it's been a long day. So like
Scientists,
whatever you're like
they can
thinking of
walk
right
the
now,
black.
can we talk about it in the morning? Because
Sure,
someone
yeah.
suggested bath, and I'm like really feeling bath, and I'm being prevented from bath, and I would.
No, I'm finishing putting a few of the. I don't think we do have lavender. Lavender's not American. We wouldn't have lavender. What would we have? Chamomile,
Offhand, I
South
don't know.
American.
It would be some form of herb. Honestly, it would be some form of local medicine to whatever tribe. If they're from Cahokia, that would be St. Louis area.
We're gonna call it lemongrass. Nice, cleansing lemongrass. We're just gonna call it lemongrass.
Valerian root.
Valerian root would be a good one. They put some valerian root powder into the bath and some lemongrass, and they're like, I finished prepping the bath with some valerian root and some lemongrass so that it's ready. And it's a communal bath situation. They're like, it's also already heated up, so I'm in. And they turn and they like take off their armor and everything and get dunked down to enjoy a very relaxing warm.
The moment the bath is done, Neo's clothes are off. Practically a full cannonball. Just arms out to the side, fall.
Tuinica goes, "Don't splash the water!"
Neezy will join them in the bath.
Yep. Same.
I splash
It's
what I
very
want.
relaxing.
Would this be like the first time that Neo and Sakana have seen Nizzy sans shirt? Do you think?
Good probability.
There's no real taboo against nudity in Cahokia. It's kind of like walking around in a bikini. See someone walking around naked, you definitely look and notice, but it's not like illegal or super weird.
Yeah, but like Nizzy doesn't really go around sans shirt, so yeah.
It's entirely up to you.
Neezy's, y'all can see Neezy's got some surgery scars on their chest.
Mm-hmm.
And a owl feather tattoo on their arm.
Actually, yeah. Now that everybody's unclothed, where are your fun identifying marks? Like, here's a cool moment to get to know our characters a little bit more intimately.
I think Sakana has those like what are they called? It's a real thing that happens when you get hit by like lightning or electric discharge.
Those scars.
Kind of lightning scarring. I think it's not quite that actually, but they have something similar of like this kind of skin, like like humans have stripes, like
Yes.
we have
well, females typically do because of the silencing of the double X gene. I don't know if males have it the same way, but yes.
We have a raid from Streaming Rainbow. Hello, friends.
Oh,
hi,
hello. Hi, Raiders. Hello. You have joined our bath party. As everybody has just made friends with fantastically
We are denuded.
All humans have Blashko's lines, which are what those stripes that Sakana was talking
there we go.
about.
That's what I'm thinking of. So we have these stripes, but like they don't activate, like they don't visualize, and I think it's except in certain conditions. And I think Sakana has something like that, where it's kind of like this fractal. So it's not a scar, but like a skin pattern that kind of just goes across their whole body and is like kind of just conveniently stops like right where they usually have sleeves or a skirt or whatever.
Maybe it's one of those things where you've got, so some of your skin cells don't make melanin to the same degree naturally as the others. Like other cells make more melanin at their natural state, and the others need to be stimulated to make it to that state. And so where
Kind of
you
like
got exposure to sunlight, you then make it at the same level, and so it's not visible. But if you were to like go live in a cave for a month, you would be fully visibly like duality because of the other set of skin cells maybe reducing their melanin production.
Yeah,
Maybe
something like that.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think any other scars or tattoos. Maybe some like minor things, but that would, if they have any tattoos or anything, it'd be stuff on their like wrists and hands that's already visible. So.
And what about your oh my god, I just blanked the word. Your Adanade. Yeah, what about your Adanade, Mark?
Oh, I think it's on their face. I think it's around their eyes. So I think that would already be visible. Yeah.
You're wearing second eyes all the
I
time.
usually wear second eyes, but it's still like it's on the character I made the hero for. It's like just like kind of like, because they're Path of the Crow, and it's just for them it's all about perception. So they have these stripes underneath there.
Very cool. What about you, Nizzy?
I gotta say Cornese's would be.
Do you want a minute? Should I ask Neo?
Yeah.
Hey, Neo.
Yes.
How many cool scars do you have?
Neo actually has quite a few, but a lot of them are fairly visible. Lots of and just the normal kind of stuff you get living near the permanent ice zone, living an active life, hunting, gathering, living in the old ways. Probably the most unique is the injection scar on his spine. He also
That one's a hole? Is that one a hole?
Yes, it's probably a very obvious, looks like a healed over port kind of thing, just from the machine they used to use, because there was a full-on spinal stamp.
Yeah.
But he his Adanade are very jagged. They flow along his body looking more like lightning than the typical kind of swirls. There is a definite mixing of the pattern in the center of his chest from which it radiates out.
Very cool. Nizzy?
Nizzy's Adanade mark is actually just over their heart.
That's a good spot.
I will also say that when it is unbound, unbraided, Neo has a full-on cape of hair that hangs down past his behind.
That's so obnoxious. It's so obnoxious when it's that long.
Hey, mine's obnoxious and it's
traditional
not even
Crow
close
style.
to that.
Yeah.
Accounts from history: when they met the Europeans, their hair brushed the ground behind them. But it also looks like it was shorn, so it was even longer, not terribly long ago.
Okay. Good to know. All right. Are there any conversations that anybody wants to have here?
Sakana wants to know if Nizi, so given that we now have we now have this plan, quote unquote. Sakana wants to know what Nizi's plans are. Are we still going to work on the sensor network, or are we going to swap to other projects? That was Sakana's plan for the day anyway. So
Nizzy just kind of is quiet for a few moments, then we can work on multiple projects at once.
sure. I just like, what's your top priority now?
Gloves, I would like to improve for the next time we meet the Moobi Motsii. But the sensor network is important too, and they're kind of getting a little bit agitated, like they're kind of getting stuck, almost. 'Cause they have a lot of choices that they could choose from.
Yeah,
Decision
What
paralysis.
Yes, that's such a bitch.
Uh-huh.
I mean, kind of just like, I mean, I'm just kind of, I sort of, I think we're pretty much good at the tech fair because we have our prototype with the roller drone, and it's
You made friends with murder mammoths. That's called on the job. You have proof of concept in action. I want to point out, sure would be nice if somebody got it all on video.
Speaking of which, Neo, you have so much. Like, I think you let it run
The entire
basically
time.
all the way till you guys were like packed up and leaving, and
Oh,
then
yes.
you turned it off. So you've got a ton of footage that you can. Do you make that known to the Suyata?
He would not want to, but I
'Cause
think
you-
he's just enough of
Do
a
you
young
slip up
idiot
right now?
that actually, no matter what I said, he just said out loud, sure would be nice if someone got that all on video, to his friends, completely forgetting Tau Attack is literally right here.
Right. Yeah, and I think Tawaka goes, or Tawatak. Why did I change their name? Goes, oh, you have video recording. How thoughtful.
No, I don't.
We will happily receive those files for sharing.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Don't make one of the counselors turn it into an official order. They'll be grumpy about that.
Oh, really? I can make one of the counselors grumpy? That sounds fantastic. That will literally make my day. Do you
It'll
know
make
who my
something.
uncle is? Because it's going to make his week harder. And that's
your
going to
uncle?
provide me endless enjoyment.
Who's your uncle?
God damn it, Sagana!
you did this to yourself. That's not even what I was talking about.
You
I
know
think
you're
that, yeah,
supposed to stop me.
You mention your uncle and they go, oh yeah, I've heard of that one. They're under Counselor Arawe, who definitely is saying they want to meet everybody tomorrow morning. So good to know. I'll make note of that.
Please don't.
Too late.
Measy was just about to sign, please do.
You have the power. Literally, all the power in the world. You have free reign to note what you want and don't wish. The council gives you that authority, that autonomy. You can just not do it. No one will even
Why?
question it.
Why wouldn't I?
Because I said please and offered to make you amazing tea.
You can make me the tea and then we'll see. Yeah, are there any other questions? Yeah.
Measy signs to Neo. Actually, I'd really like the footage of us interacting with them too.
He will, as he's turning around to get out and go make tea, just give Neezy a thumbs up on the opposite side of Tawatek.
Hey, give me a tea check. Let's see how good your tea is.
Cooking it be.
Let's see.
So it'd be a cooking roll.
I think
Do
this
it.
would be. I could hear argument for either farming or herbalism.
Let's go with farming, in which case I rolled the wrong number of dice. Which is
I
really
think
sad.
okay. What I
Okay.
will say is, if you do farming, it won't be like particularly potent tea. But if you want to make it potent, then you do herbalism to be able to affect its like potency. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't say potent. I said delicious.
That's true. And that would probably be a little bit more along farming. All right. Standard success 8. What do you got?
I got a 12, a 1, an 8, a 9.
Okay.
So that's 1, 2, 3 critical die, which is an 8. So 5.
So 5. And then subtract 1, or did 1 get subtracted already?
4.
4. Okay. Yeah, I think that everybody gets this very delicious tea. It doesn't, and it's maybe good that it's not particularly potent because y'all do want to go to sleep too. And so you don't want to be like stimulated and like altered.
And Neo will
for the
actually
rest of
go
the
through
night.
the full-on ceremony of like pulling in the kettle. He makes a show of it. He serves it in the formal way, and then settles himself back in to drink delicious tea with his friends.
In which case, I mean, I would have let you do a ceremony roll, although that's basically the same. And we're not doing it for the effect. So everybody gets to have sort of like it's just a lot of medicinal assistance to help you be able to process the like extreme experience you just had and be able to sleep your way through the night, which you don't get a lot of. So it's very good that this sort of combination is able to help you get restful sleep in the few hours that you have, because it is already late by the time you guys got back. And then you're up early the next morning to go have this conversation with the counselors. I have to stop my cat. Give me just 1 second.
Cats,
The
what would we
tea
do
is to
without
help
them?
you sleep.
Neo, when did you learn to make such lovely tea?
The same time I learned everything else, in the past.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
in that past, and how long was that? That was because you're. I'm still kind of
73
confused.
years old.
I'm still very not sure if that's a true statement or not. I thought I knew before, but then I forgot, or then I started doubting.
I see Denver.
Huh?
I see Denver.
Denver, say hello.
Hi.
Denver's here. We're all here.
I don't see Denver. What just happened?
Denver, you fell into the black.
Okay, I see Denver. Denver's back. Thank you for bringing them back from the black, Sakana. Okay, cool. That was wild. Yes, all right. So you guys very early the next morning are brought before the Council of 12. Not all 12 counselors are here, but the ones who are Counselor Adawe, goes by she, her. They're the person that Hasigan sort of works under. So Neo, you're familiar with them to some degree. They are also the person, let me double check my notes. Yes, they are also the person that Zahana works under. So you all are vaguely tangentially familiar with them through that connection as well. Then there is Thichikon, and that goes by he, him. Thichikon is sort of very well dressed. Adawe is she, her, relatively like tight buttoned up individual, a little bit on the older side. Thichikon is fairly well dressed, a little bit flamboyantly, a little bit of showing of like some like additional flourishes and details on their outfits. There is Ming, who I believe it's Neo. No, sorry, Keela, who has a connection. Somebody they know knows Ming. Counselor Ming is there. And Counselor Arenia. Ming goes by he, him, and then Arenia is they, them, and they both have these excellent hairstyles. Ming has sort of a roach that is very sort of like controlled in the front and then goes all the way back and touches like almost the bottom of their back, and has a variety of colored like porcupine quills situated throughout it. And then Arena has this arraignment of very like constructed spirals that their hair is done up in, and each spiral is beaded or ribboned or decorated in some like unique individual way. And these 4 counselor members are sitting in front of you as you are introduced and brought before them. And they give each of your names, and the leader from before is here and says, they basically give a recollection of what happened, discussing how Nizzy was able to create a sort of initial start for a verbal exchange, which everybody sort of like, oh, that's a very that's cool. Nobody was really able to or thought to do that before. And so everybody gets very interested in that. And then they want to offer Nizzy a sort of like a research position and direct connection to the counselors for the purposes of being able to continue this project.
Neezy is very surprised and very happy about that.
Do you accept?
Yes.
They are going to get you set up with some equipment, and they are going to do what they can to have a variety of they'd heard there's a recording, and so they will do what they can to make the auditory components of the Moobi Motsii in the auditory recording available to you to work with. You will also be sort of like given a sort of a title that makes it so that you are a person of diplomatic primary contact when it comes to Moobi Motsii in the future. They talk about how Neo had the idea, or helped to negotiate the idea at least, for getting the Moobi Motsii to help with the because Neo was the one who knew what to do about the Okusuma. And at this point, Ming pipes up and goes, yeah, we had actually just gotten some of that information as well about the problem is that we don't have enough of the various herbs to the different plants to be able to make the most potent. Can you tell me your recipe? Maybe there are some adjustments that we can make, because the one that we were able to determine is not the one that works with what we have.
I am all too happy to give you the recipe that my friend here taught me.
Yeah, and I think that the Suyata leader, when everybody kind
Very
of like is looking
bashful.
around a little bit confused, the Suyata leader goes, I don't know why he keeps doing that, but he does. But he was the one who was telling us. So, and it just seems kind of like a little bit done with your shit.
I'm unafraid to talk.
I'm not afraid
I'm
to talk.
unafraid
I
to
just
talk.
don't have anything to
Satana's
say.
the brilliant one.
I can talk.
See how little she's been talking thus far? That's she leaves that to the lesser minds.
Sakana keeps trying to get a word in, Neo just fully just talking over. It just keeps going.
Oh yes, absolutely. Like he is weaponizing charisma and
so
just
funny.
Neezy just quietly signs. Neo doesn't give himself enough credit. He is very smart.
You see all four of the counselors sort of nod in acknowledgement to what you say.
But Neo
and
will, in fact, share the recipe, such as it is.
when you do, Ming goes, "Huh, that's the exact same recipe as we got," and looks over to Adawe and goes, "That's the exact same recipe, right?" And Adawe goes, "Yeah, that's the exact same one. We don't have all of those, unfortunately, to make it fully potent. So we'll just have to make do with what we've got, which some of which is a little on the thin side."
I mean, if you can't make it potent enough, you'll have to make it wider, a more tight dispersion pattern. Sure, it'd be nice if someone was developing a high-tech drone capable of surviving interesting terrains that could disperse it for you, wouldn't it?
Sure.
I think Arena kind of like furrows their brow and goes, "Why would we need that? This is just gonna go around the city."
That's what I was thinking. He's trying to get me.
Because
I
why
got
would
this
you put it
project
around
that
the city?
he just really doesn't want me to keep going with because he's scared.
Oh, what's that?
That's really unimportant right now. We're focusing on the many mouths. And the reason
Neezy
you
is
want
going
this
to try
is
and move
because
and cover
this way.
Neo's mouth.
Nope. Like full on, just
Just a fight.
because
just a
you
fight
want
now.
the drone. That way, it's. You want the drone because that way you can drop it right on the swarm and weaken it rather than causing it to come to you. Directed attacks don't need to be as potent.
I can make you a drone if you want. He's scared because I mean, actually, Zahanap knows. I'm with Z from Z's research team. We had a meeting with Zahanap recently. We're studying the black, and Neo here is scared.
Oh, and Fitchicon goes, "Oh, you're with Z.
Yeah, you heard about. We're working on a prototype.
Yeah, we've been helping support your setup." And Adawe goes, "Oh yeah, that. Well, if you can make something useful for our existence, then that would be great." And I haven't heard any reports. You guys have something?
We have a drone.
It goes to the black?
They have a
At which
drone that
point-
can survive the black.
Everyone else kind of like pipes up and is like, "Hang on, you can send it there?"
No, we're working on that part. But
Okay.
listen. I didn't mean to get involved. We're still in progress. It's this. This doesn't need to be a topic of discussion right now. I just wanted
I
to.
disagree. It's an important tool that should be used for the benefit of the council and the city of Cahokia.
Okay,
I'm trying to save lives.
you're changing your tack. Sagata is genuinely like torn between frustrated with Neo that he keeps pushing stuff onto them, and also just so amused at his antics because it is very funny. And I'm just like, yeah, save lives, great. If you need something, hit me up at my shop. You got my Daso, it's good, or my Daso address. I don't think specifically you need what I was working on because yeah, that was designed for like high pressure, low pressure, underwater, vacuum. It's probably not necessary for Cahokia environs. But if you guys need like a system, some kind of a Yutsu drone or something that can help with that, like I'm on it. We have, Nizi here has been working on a sensor network. We were working on detecting the Okasuma. Like we've been on all these issues that have been coming up. We're trying to juggle it and figure out solutions. So I don't mean to put myself. I'm happy doing my thing, So I'm not putting myself out there. But just if you need anything, we can help. That's all. But I'm good.
I think Ming nods and goes, Right. I heard about that. There was one of the most recent reports from Z said something about an Okasuma burrowing.
Tell them, Neezy.
Neezy will explain what they saw, where they saw it, what time of day it was, everything they can remember.
And Arinia goes, we did get the report that there was possibly burrowing. This is a behavior we have not seen in the Okasuma before, so we're not sure how valid that report is. We appreciate you being vigilant about it, but we're not sure about the authenticity of the report. And so we're not sure that there is actually a concern there.
Sounds like they just said that you're lying with many more words.
Well, no, you said that you're making this sensor network, and that's very proactive and wonderful. We're just letting you know that we're not sure about the report that came in to know if that's actually something we require.
Am I above the tail? Am I wrong? Was that something that Keela discovered, or was that Neezy?
Nizzy was the one who reported it. It sounds like Orinia doesn't know that.
Right.
Neezy just kind of takes a deep breath, mentally counting to 10, and then asks, "Do you know who sent in that report?"
I don't recall the name on it. I know that it came through. There was a little bit of a alarm about it, but it was the only report we had. So
I'm the one who sent that report in.
so you saw this?
You just called.
Interesting. Well, certainly worth consideration. I would say it might be more helpful for you to focus on the Moobi Motsii communication first, but we will certainly take it into consideration that having a sensory for digging would be advisable.
Neezy just kind of nods their understanding at that.
Is there anything else that anyone else wants to make sure gets brought up or try to redirect about again or anything along those lines while you're here in front of 4 of the counselors?
The entire time, anytime anyone looks towards him, Neo is literally putting everything on Neezy or Sakana, depending on what it is. Tech and software stuff goes to Sakana. Anything to do with communication goes to Neezy.
It's kind of said their piece. they unexpectedly explained everything they're working on, and is like, I'm good with it though. So you don't like. I'm around.
And Nizzy feels
Neezy
good about.
asks if somebody let their dad know where they were last night.
I think there's a lot of like, I don't know, looking around at the Suyata, and the Suyata look at each other, and Twidik goes, no, nobody thought to do that.
Neezy just kind of pinches the bridge of their nose. They can feel the headache starting.
Everybody kind of goes, okay, all right, well, we'll give you a doctor's note if you need it.
Just send a Suyata home with her. It's going to
scares
give her
people
dad a
more
heart attack, but it's going to
often.
be amazing.
Yeah.
It'll
That seems
work.
bad. And then at that point, Adawe pipes up and goes, "You're Neo. Oh, no, I know you. Oh,
No, you don't.
you're Hasigan's boy. Oh, that's why this makes so
I
much
am absolutely not Hasigan's boy.
No, you're Hasigan's nephew. That, yes,
I am his
I've heard about
ward.
you.
I am his nephew. All
Yes.
vicious lies, I assure you.
Uh-huh. You make so much more sense now.
God.
She went in for dirt.
Segan works under her. She's like, oh, wait, I put 2 and 2 together. Okay, now I know. And she goes, I'll make sure that you get all of the appropriate accreditations for
I wish
the
you
lovely
wouldn't.
work you have done here today. And she's just got this huge grin
I
on
wish
as
you
she's
wouldn't.
talking. And we'll make sure to record it under your crow name as well so that anybody outside would be able to cross-reference it. You've all done a wonderful
I want
job.
you to
Thank
know.
you so much.
My uncle was right about you.
Yeah, I think that with that, the council is happy. They are extending resources and opportunities where they are being accepted. And otherwise are also sort of like roping you into when the Moobi Motsii come back. They want Neo, they want you to be a part of sort of like the rhythm for that, because their understanding is that the rhythm pattern might matter. And you, as another person who maybe
Fine.
knows what this rhythm pattern should be, they want your input on it.
My uncle hadn't run away, so would he.
Ooh, shade.
Like half of the council doesn't understand what that shade was, but yeah. Then they're obviously they want
No, it's fine.
Nizzy.
I'll step in. I'll fix his mess.
Nizzy, they ask for you to definitely participate in continuing to obtain and sort of like integrate an ability to create verbal interaction. And Sakana, you are actually requested to assist with the Okusuma a bit. The conversation around being able to like synchronize the drones and stuff was a thing, and so they want you to help with that. Specifically, they do want maybe some amount of distribution patterns considered for being able to burn and waft the medicine in specific areas, and so you're getting asked to participate and wrapped up into that.
Yeah,
Is
whatever
there
you need, boss.
anything else that anybody wants to do with the council before they send you on your way?
Nizzy suggests asking Keela about more about drones.
Yeah, they definitely are open to you guys bringing in like a friend to help with the things and stuff, so you can hook in people who are not currently present. Okay. With that,
Sakana's lab assistant Pichitik wants very much to help on any future endeavors into nature.
Sure. Yeah. Name gets written down somewhere. And with that, I think they send you home for you all to. Well, Nizzy, you walk in the door and it's chaos. There are people sort of running back and forth. Phone calls are actively happening, and as you walk in, it takes a beat for them to like recognize that somebody has walked in, and they all turn and look at you, and somebody goes, Nizzy! And everyone freezes. And like it's your extended family here too. Everyone thought that you had like gotten eaten by a bear. They all freaked out. And as you get recognized, you're mobbed. You are like hugs and like concerns, and then like being chided, and then like wept over, and like so much hugging, so much like just being like manhandled and like passed around a little bit, that by the end of it you might be a little bit dizzy.
Yeah.
And that headache is probably threatening to like really break through.
Oh yeah.
But your family is incredibly happy that you have returned. Sakana, when you get back, your mother is sitting at the table with your father, and they are both like, they're quiet, but you can see the intensity. They're both like on their Nizzy and the computer, and they're like making a bunch of messages and stuff. And when you walk in the door, they turn and they look at you, and they freeze, and they go, "I ought to kill you! I wasn't so happy you were alive!" And then like you get scooped up.
Okay, I was fine. It was just one night. It's all good.
Oh my god, you can't do that! You were so, and like you're being like hugged, but then like held out because you're delicate, and then like hugged again, but like
Like the skin on their shoulder is like already bruising a little bit.
They're like, "You can't do this to us. We were so worried."
I'm so look. I go out sometimes.
You usually are back by the morning. You weren't back.
Well, I was being held by the Suyata. Not like
I'm
that.
sorry,
Not in a
what?
bad. I wasn't arrested.
Keon goes, "Hold on. I need to
I mean,
know."
technically,
What? Neo, did you go home with
that would
Sakana?
be called detainment. You know what? At least at first. Before I left, I'll have done something else, but that can wait a minute. Instead, it's like, I mean, technically, no, we were just detained. It was my fault.
And then Sani turns and goes, "Are you being a bad influence on my child? I swear."
Oh, without question, every single day.
Get out!
No.
Get out! Get out! Get
No,
out!
he's
And,
not. He's not. That's
Keon's
not
like-
true.
As you wish. Up.
calming her down and like, no, it's okay, it's okay.
Listen, if anything, I'm being a bad influence on him because he is going through this after he's out the door. He is going through some stuff and he will not let me talk to him about it. So I'm trying to help. But anyway, look, here's the long story short is Nizi has this project, about the translation thing. We went out to find some Suyata and help them with the Moobi Motsii.
And Sani goes, "You did what?"
And it was fine. And it was fine. And it worked.
So your parents, as you tell them the whole story, are in turns incredulous, terrified, and proud.
And now I have a commission from the Council of 12.
And they're like, "Weren't you already working on a thing for
No, that was aspirational.
them?"
We were working on a thing for a guy who works for the Council of 12 in the hopes that they would get us to work more. But that hasn't been going well, if I'm honest. So this is a much more now, but this, if I can, now I can do this, and Keela's going to help. And probably I can get Pitch Tick to help. And then they'll have more reason to trust us with the other things. So it's all good. It's fine.
Sonny goes, "Wait, you can make sure to source all of your like repairs and stuff through the company, the family's company.
Of course, I already, that's the plan.
We can get access to some there. It is so hard to come by metals nowadays that like
Yeah.
it's basically you need council level permissions.
Yeah, and I always think we could get even like I really would love to get like an auto at the repair shop because getting into the internals on the latest model of Sunwings is so finicky. So if we could get a robot to do that for us, it would be incredible. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm fine. I'm totally fine. I had a nice bath at the City Spire.
Okay. All right.
Thank you for your concern. I should have messaged. I'm sorry. It was a busy day. I got lost.
Okay.
Or not lost, but there was a lot going on.
Yeah, when you say I got lost, Sonny had started to calm down, and then she goes, "What?"
Not lost. We knew where we were at all times. We went up the Mississippi. We were directly to the Suyata. And we went straight to the
Suyata.
Spire.
Yeah, so it takes a minute for everybody's families to like calm down, to process the story. Nizzy, your family alternates between like, "I'm so proud," to "mad at you for not telling them," to "I'm so proud," to "how dare you not tell us where you were going," to "I'm so proud," to "you better again in the future tell us what's up." And then Neo, do you go anywhere?
So before we actually leave, before we actually leave the Council of 12 chambers, before we are away from Tawatek, Neo is full on going to walk up to them and say, "You didn't rat me out, and I appreciate that."
They kind of give you a look. Right. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you. Also, here, I was going to come up with a smoother way to do this, but you're pretty and I'm tired. This is my number. I'm going home. Well, I'm going to go to my friend's house. Anyway, bye.
They take it and they watch you go and they go, "He did kill an Okusuma. Maybe. Yeah.
I've killed so many Okusuma. I'm the Okusuma warrior.
Yeah, right.